Welcome to Around the Mage Table, the podcast for the rest of us. This is episode 60. I'm going to start again by saying hello to Scrapclaw. What was that, by the way? What was that? Oh.
What?
Oh no, it was a whoa, 60 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
It wasn't it was a wah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I've been asked by Scrapclaw
That's all
today,
you want?
viewers. Yep. I really just want to talk about what I'm about to talk about. I've been asked by Scrapclaw viewers that I'm not framing her head correctly when we record the podcast. I want to point out. Hold on, I'm talking now. You do not interrupt me. I want to point out that she is the one that bobbles around in her flipping frame. I'm trying not to swear so you get ads.
Look, I need more allowance to move around because I'm gonna move around. So you can't frame me super tight because it's gonna be up to here sometimes.
Just sit still. Sit still for 2 hours.
I can't sit still. I think asking me to sit still is very ableist of you. I can't sit still.
Very ableist.
Sound off in the comments below to tell us if you think Scrap should be made half the size of everyone else so she looks very small comparatively to us.
Please let me move. Yeah. I must move.
I'm also starting off with with you, Scrap, because I owe you an apology. According to our comments, I was grossly interrupting you last week. I feel like there was a particular instance where you were yapping about how something wasn't coming in the UI, yet they had just added it that day. And I wanted to tell you to shut up because we don't need to be talking about that because it's not going to be a problem.
Oh my God.
I gotta say, Frank, good start on that. Immediately cutting me off at the beginning of this podcast. So, like,
I mean, clearly
on that
person has never seen this podcast before because they would know.
Well, and what breaks my heart is I feel like we try to do a better job. I'm not going to say we do a great job, a better job of not interrupting one another. And if we do, we try to like acknowledge the moment and say, "Well, hold on, let me, give the floor back or whatever."
It's so hard.
Not me.
But it does break my heart knowing that as the de facto facilitator of this podcast, I'm not going to say host. I'm not going to say host.
The most toxic host.
That I'll try to make sure I give everyone that space to breathe, especially if because I'm definitely going to interrupt. But like IO usually gets trampled, and I'm sorry, IO. But to find that way to get you back in, so you have your chance. I still want you to have your segment of how many times Scrap interrupted you, and you kind of give us your final thoughts. But yeah, okay. Speaking of interruptions, I ask you, how you doing?
Pretty good,
guys. I want to talk about. No, I'm joking. Sorry.
Sorry. Oh no, I was gonna say I think Scrap eats enough of the podcast budget. We don't need to worry about reframing her.
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
well, honestly, the next thing we're gonna need is to buy our new camera because that thing is.
I don't want a new camera.
I don't want any. Need more stuff.
No. I don't want more detail on my face. Like this.
Believe me,
perfect.
the viewers have spoken and they agree.
I know.
Lithian, how are you doing today, bud?
I'm doing great. I ate a bunch of tacos and I'm drinking a bit of whiskey, a little Elijah Craig here. So, I'm all good.
Okay, cool. Well, then it sounds like we're ready to get started. You guys ready to jump into the news?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. I was going to name this podcast episode Scrap's Yap number 1 because Scrap has told us that she could take 2 hours to express her disappointment in this bit of news. So let's frame it first real quick. Right after the podcast was recorded last week, we saw that they were going to test player housing on the PTR, effectively giving the open public a chance to finally get their hands on housing. Scrap, how excited were you?
I was super excited. I had a busy weekend. Monday I have the day off and I was out doing stuff all day and I was like, man, I can't wait to go and tour the lots. We've been looking at the lots all week. We have a vote in our Discord, what Alliance or Horde. And so I'm like super excited. And then I see this and there's not even a date. And I was like, it says they're delaying it, right? I was like, a couple hours? It's like, months. No. Indefinitely, forever.
They wouldn't post that if it was just a couple hours, right? Yep. They would just sat there and said like, okay, it's late, but it's coming, right? Why
did they say it at all? This is where my yap comes in.
Okay.
Hold on, let me do my yap, Frank. Well, do you want to prompt the yap?
No, I was letting know that when I said okay to let you. I was like, okay, leash is off, go.
Let me take it. We've been talking about for weeks.
I'm gonna get a month. Hold on.
Okay, go on. You're gonna need it.
Months. For months.
We've been talking. No, listen to me. Listen, this is important. We've been talking about for weeks and months how Blizzard overpromises and underdelivers. They promise us their world. They give us not the world. I don't know, a city, I guess, like something really shitty, right? And so we're expected to trust them, trust us. The add-ons are gonna like account for all these new class changes we're making. Trust us, the game will be playable in a couple months when we release this. And then they do this shit. Trust us. Hey, we're launching PTR housing for you to check out. And then immediately within a week of them saying they're gonna let us test it, they say, oh no, it's not ready. It's not ready. It's like, dude, if it was so not ready, why are you saying we can test it? Like,
I mean, it works great. It works great in alpha.
So actually, time out on that. We had the alpha phase 3 come out today, and they disabled exterior player housing testing. Okay. The reason being is apparently people were putting a ton of lights out on their house, and it was like causing the entire game to crash.
It's good for them to test that, Well,
yeah, that's the point of the alpha, right? But I think the reason why they did back out, and maybe they could have still tested the interior. There's probably more to it, I'm sure, right? But they did this the morning of, right? So like everyone was hungry, and I think this came out at like 2 in the afternoon when they were supposed to launch it. And they just like dashed all our hopes. Yeah, I was excited because I was like, this is great. We can stream on the Twitch.
We've been talking about it all week.
Right? Which thank you for everyone. I've been seeing more and more people coming to follow the channel. MDL Frank, we really appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, they really kind of just pulled the rug out from us at the very last second. I'm empathetic to it because I understand they wouldn't have done it unless they absolutely had to. But to your point, Scrap, they were ready to go effectively Wednesday of last week. And that means Thursday and Friday, they were, prepping. Obviously, nothing happened on the weekend. They're not going to be working on it. They walk in Monday morning and then realize, oh shit, we're not ready. And it's not something that was like, oh, we just need a day to put, this back in place. It broke. It's something that's game breaking enough that they're just like, we don't know when we're going to be back. Well, now again, that is also the case on the alpha. The alpha that they said they're not going to have exterior lights available for launch of the game because apparently it's such a big problem. So maybe this is that. Again, I don't know. But sorry, Scrap, you wanted to say something.
I was saying, Frank, I can't wait until you're empathetic when they launch the no add-ons bullshit and 3 specs are completely unplayable without add-ons. And you're going to be like, I'm so empathetic. They tried to do so much, and of course they're not going to do amazing. I'm feeling really empathetic about it, but it's just like, dude, this is the problem.
Scrap, you are literally talking exactly my language. I'm not going to care. I'm actually Automatic Jack today tweeted something about it today, and I got into a long discussion with a whole bunch of people about how like if they were to launch everything that we see in alpha right now, obviously bugs fixed, not in a broken state. If they were able to launch everything right now, it's still better than what we have right now, and people out there in the game play with the current UI, no add-ons, right? We'll get more into this later, so I don't want to get into it, but. When
are we getting into it?
Later when we talk about add-ons. No. You wanted 2 hours for player housing. Damn, I have mouths to feed, Scrap. I need content.
I think it's related. I think this is related to where I'm saying last week I feel wary about it, and like it's do I have the right to feel wary? It's like yes, I think this kind of shit where they're always over promising and under delivering. I mean, it's a small thing, right? It's like a super small thing. But I think this is a perfect example of what causes me to be wary.
It was stress testing housing on PTR, which you don't even do PTR.
It's the principle. I was gonna do it for the first time ever, and they ripped it out from under me.
Hold on, though.
I wanted to
what
test
is the point of testing, though, Scrap? If things don't go to plan, though, why are you holding them to a standard of being able to deliver a perfect experience on PTR?
I don't want a perfect experience. I want a PTR. I want to test it.
So okay,
I just want to look at the lots.
Let's use this.
I would have looked at the lots.
Walked around for 45 minutes. I would have been that was nice, and I would be.
Let's look at this from a different example then, or a different vantage point, right? Let's say they did launch it, not knowing that, assuming this is the lighting bug from exteriors, right?
Yeah.
And within an hour, the whole thing, the house of cards comes crumbling down, right? Would you still feel the same way?
No, because at least they delivered, I'm not expecting a perfectly like bugless experience. It is, to be fair, it's PTR. Like, I wasn't expecting, like, this is what's going to be shipped, and I'll be like, oh my god, they're shipping this? This is crazy. I'm expecting a PTR experience. But the fact that it was, like, so not ready that they can't even give us, like, a date for when they're going to open this up again.
Okay.
That's not what happened.
Yeah,
what happened?
Do you know what PTR stands for?
Public test ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Lithian's going to talk. He's going to mansplain it to you, Scrap. Here it comes.
Teach me about PTR, Lithian.
No, I'm just saying, like, this isn't that big a deal. I watch people do it on alpha, and I think what they want is to get people stress testing some things. But I think they came to some realization with like the external lighting and probably some other things too, that they're not ready for an external stress test, and you know they'll let people know when they're ready. And
it's not that it's
Isn't
not
that
that it's
supposed
not
to
ready.
launch in like a month and a half?
Scrap. It's not that it's not ready, right?
Yeah.
It's that they had let's call it like a package, right? And there was something that was game breaking inside of that. It's not to say that 99% of the code is bad, right? But there's 1% of the code that is causing the other 99% to unravel.
Can we say allegedly though? Because it might be that they just didn't finish it properly. like it might be that it just wasn't ready.
I'm going to present two scenarios to you, and I want you to tell me which one's more likely.
Oh my gosh.
Scenario
it's
number
not
one.
about what's more likely. It's about the allowance
came together
for the
as a
possibility.
team, and they said, "Look, player housing's it's ready. Like it's on the alpha. Everyone's been playing with it, right? We've tested it in public many times. Let's get it in front of the actual full public now, and let them stress test it because we need to stress test how it works when everyone's on it. How's that sound? Good, cool, right?
Yeah, sound makes sense.
And then Monday morning they walk in going, "Oops." Versus what Scrap is suggesting, which is, "Hey guys, we need to finish player housing in the next 3 days so we can put it up on the PTR. But if we don't finish on time, it's totally okay. We'll just send out an email saying,
that's pretty plausible.
Just send it.
Honestly, I worked at a lot of places where that might not be an unlikely scenario.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why you think this is an unlikely scenario. That sounds like valid to me.
I think what's more likely is they probably figured a stress test where something that had nothing to do with the stress was going to crash the game wouldn't be very effective. So they probably decided to postpone it.
They figured out the day of, like they couldn't the day before say like, oh hey, like it's not going to launch. They figured out the day of.
Figure it out, I imagine.
Yeah, they probably hoped they were going to figure it out.
Were like,
they only had 3 days to figure it out.
We'll do this
I just feel like it seems to me that
and then you know one thing had led to another. One person took a little too long a lunch, and you know all of a sudden it's like, oh, the external lighting, how's that going? What, you haven't worked on it? Shit.
Look, Io, it's all fun and games when they take a little too long at lunch and PTR gets delayed, but it will not be fun when your class does not function at launch of the game.
And you have to don't try to jump. Don't try to jump from housing to add-ons.
It's a problem.
Like
I can
trying
see.
to ride the Segway out of the station.
I'm not.
It's not time.
People, listen, hold on. The people are with me on this. This is the kind of stuff that adds up that makes me not trusting of them because they don't finish stuff properly.
Let's not separate. Okay, we need to acknowledge that, right? That is fair. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's also fair in the same category of being wary, right? It's also fair in the category of the UI side of things, right? Like the damage meters hasn't even been launched yet, okay? Or raid frames apparently are in really bad shape, but like again, we'll get to UI later.
Oh, God.
But
the nameplates are in bad shape.
It's totally fine to sit there and say, oh man, I'm getting anxious, right? But to say that they purposely didn't have housing finished before they went online and said,
not purposely, but
we're going to have it done by Monday. Like, come on, guys.
I don't want to say purposefully. I want to say carelessly. And if they're careless about this, they're going to be careless about other things. Like, and they're trying to promise everything.
Okay, yeah.
We'll see.
Carelessness about testing.
They haven't launched any UI stuff that they're putting. They're pushing. Hold on, that they're pushing through add-ons like removal at the same time as they're pushing through all these class changes. Wasn't there a rumor? Are we going to talk about this where they said that they realized that they had to change the classes to fit the add-on demand like recently?
We'll probably talk about that today.
Can we talk about it now? Jesus Christ.
Recently.
This is all, it all adds up.
Well,
we can. We'll get to
that. I will say that you know, I was excited for the testing, but I did also have kind of a feeling in the back of my head that something wonky would happen, that they couldn't do it when they said they would. And I mean, that happens a lot with Blizzard too. So there is reason to be concerned when stuff like this happens. But I mean, I do also think it was just probably a mistake. I don't think it wasn't like ready. Yeah,
this right here might be the reason why it was canceled too. You could just steal other people's houses, which again, to Lithium's point,
that should be a feature.
Scrap has all the plots. No.
Oh my god,
that's
what I need.
Fun.
I need somebody to stand guard at my house. So
nothing would make me happier
it.
if I was on stream going, oh man, I can't wait to get home. I'm loading up. Everyone's like, all right, we're gonna watch Franco and test it. And I get in and I see you've stolen my house. For those who didn't watch last night on Twitch, Scrap was in prime form as we were trying to do Tazavesh hard mode.
God.
I've never heard her yap so much in the middle of content. So you know, imagine you had done it right after that, and how I would have spun the hell out noticing that you stole my house.
Yeah, I would have definitely. That's like a good time. That for the bit, like I would have had to do it right then.
But look,
we need a montage of Frank yelling at Scrap just all the time.
He said he was gonna come to my house in real life and kill me.
I had 5 clips today alone.
He did say that.
So
Scrap.
Hold on. Write a note. I'll put that clip in here. Okay. At this time.
You got it. Yep.
Aside from that, Scrap, look. So dyes aren't working, right? They broke that. Front door is uninteractable. You have to bind the interact key to be able to enter your home. Mm-hmm. And then there's Lua errors whenever you're editing home. So all these are like combined, right? On top of the performance issues. Those enough alone would be a reason that some head developer would just say, guys, just postpone it. It's not ready, right? But instead, now they're being accused of being incompetent because they didn't cram at they went home at 5 o'clock on Friday. Come on, guys, you got something to finish.
I'm just saying it was extremely disappointing to me, and I was crashing out about it a bit. And I don't think it's that big of a jump to say this is a bad sign for the next season. Like I think I do
think it's kind of a leap.
It's a leap.
We're talking about PTR and alpha.
I don't think it's an unreasonable leap to say that if they're morning of canceling like PTR indefinitely, it's like that makes me a little nervous. It's like if it's not ready, then don't announce it.
It's in alpha still.
It was ready.
Hey, then don't announce it. How hard is that?
Market, keep this at the ready. On December 2nd, when 11.2.7 launches, if housing's not ready when they initially said it would be out, then we can definitely start. Then we can definitely start grabbing our.
I'll never hear the end of it.
That's what I'm worried about. I could totally eat crow and say I was wrong. I'll get my little chocolate hats, right? What I'm worried about is Scrap is going to have her fucking tinfoil hat on, and then it is just going to open the floodgates for her telling us why. Cubicle crawling is the reason why survival doesn't have a good rotation.
The tinfoil hat is not coming off until they give me a fucking reason. It's making me nervous.
It's the trope in TV shows where it's that insane old man and he just says stuff in the corner like, "Oh, they're messing it up. They're doing stuff," and everyone
get off my lawn.
Yeah, whatever, crazy. And then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh shit!" Like this guy was like prophetic the whole time. Like
my big frustration is that they're setting themselves up for a losing hand. They're promising so much housing. It's all brand new. And then it's like the new expansion, they're redoing all the classes and they're getting rid of all add-ons and they're creating like their own add-ons that are going to work just as good as the other add-ons. There's just like a lot. And I feel like they're not going to hit everything out of the park, and they might hit 3 out of 4 things out of the park, but that one thing is going to make the game maybe unplayable. Like, because there's such huge things. Like,
what's the one thing that you won't tolerate?
In baseball, if you hit 3 out of 4 every single game, you're one of the greatest players of all time. Just saying.
I know, but let's say every hit that you had to make won you the game. Like, I mean, these are important things they're turning knobs on. This isn't just like some random bullshit. And also, on top of that, I'm terrified for how the story's going to play out. Are you kidding me? Like, that's something I'm still scared about.
They don't have time for story. Did you see the raid bosses?
I don't want to.
They don't have time. They don't have time for story creation.
Wait.
Was already one.
What's wrong with the raid bosses?
There's one that's definitely gonna piss her off in the Void Spire.
Oh, is there? Sorry, I'm gonna turn Derek's computer off. I don't know why the heck it turned on.
Way to just dock.
It's so bright.
All right. Well, while she's doing that, you want to take about they added exterior editing this week, so this is Soul So Breezy's video on it. It looks like I'm gonna switch to the YouTube view. Hold on, give me 1 second. There we go.
Now, am I in frame again? Because I did stand up and move.
So this is what it looks like to do the exterior housing, and this is just building the house. So you can see
Cute.
little dots.
I love it.
Little dots to add like different features. And there's a tweet, I can't remember by who, so I apologize if you're the person that tweeted, but they said that once you saw the neighborhood like kind of filling out with all these beautifully unique houses, the neighborhood felt so much better, and I'm like really excited to see what our neighborhood looks like.
I want to play it.
But I mean, look, everything's locked, so like they have really nothing to work with right now. Imagine what it's going to look like. I mean, a lot of these are color choices, of course, but there's so much choice again to the exterior. And by the way, they did confirm that they plan on allowing battle pets to figure out a way to have them hang around your house.
I want to put all my birds on the roof and stuff.
Here's the horde
How
version.
come I don't have access to alpha?
Don't get me started, man. We're doing free press for Blizz over here, and they're not even. I'm standing for them. I'm standing for them.
I just spent the past like 20 minutes like shitting down their throat. Like,
Yeah, that's why
you're
we
never
don't
getting
have
alpha. Yeah, they're like, I'm never getting
Scrap.
those guys alpha.
It's your fault. You're instilling doubt in their ability to deliver housing.
Yep.
Like
so this
oh no! Don't
lighting
put that light on! Don't put that light on!
No, the game crashes.
There were some pictures though of what people were building, and it looked so good. So I'm again like when I think back to when we first heard about this, when they did the first official dev preview of player housing,
vaporware.
I was shocked. I was like, "Holy shit, this is exciting!" Like,
right? Well, and again, especially the one where they showed us how everything will move. Like again, if it was just Animal Crossing-esque, I would have said that would have been a success for them because people would, for the most part, be happy.
That's what I expected, and that's what I was expecting not to interact with it.
But this is so good, and so Blizzard, come on, we're still saying you're doing some great stuff here. Yes, Scrap says that you're gonna shit the bed on December 2nd when you let it launch, but
look, I will say from what I've seen from housing, they're absolutely nailing it. I remember like 2 years ago when we were starting this podcast and Shawnee was talking about housing. I was like, I'm not going to do housing. Like housing is stupid. Like I have no interest in it. And then they did the first preview where they had everybody resizing and they had the little dongle thing where you could like rotate and make a carpet huge or tiny or whatever. I was like, holy shit, this fucks. Like this is awesome. And I really now I'm all in on it. I'm like about to quit WoW over them not releasing the PTR. You know what I mean? Like I want to play this so bad. It's killing me.
You'll show them
I know.
not releasing it to test.
I'm just gonna be mad. Like I'm really just I'm being dramatic, but it's because I want to play this so fucking bad. And this stuff normally doesn't get me. I don't care about like garrisons. I don't care about I don't know what else was there. Anything like customizing shit. Yeah. Oh fuck class holes. Hell no. Don't interact. I just want to do Mythic Plus and then go to bed. Like this. But this is gonna get me. Like
bother the hell out of me when someone has a house like this and there's like 30 rooms on the inside and it doesn't make any sense to the exterior.
I'm sorry. Don't you understand magic and wizardry and stuff? Like what the fuck? Haven't you ever been into Karazhan that has like 1 trillion rooms in this tiny little tower? Like how dare you? Like
well,
yeah, you're right.
Have some whimsy in your life.
If you're really big on the decor of your house, they are, I think, in 11.2.7. They may even be in right now. Well, the achievements are already in. You can go and get them right now. But there are achievements you need to get done to unlock a whole bunch of stuff. Wowhead has a great article about them. And so they include the War Within, Dragonflight achievements. You know, like the Tavon mounts that we had to get. I'm worried I'm going to have to go back and do that.
Who has that?
This
Which
is going
one
to
of
be
us
a
has
huge...
that Tavon mount?
I know like Scrapwing has it, but I'm not even close. You have to do a lot. You have to have like all the reputations at max, and I like I have like the Tuskar at like 9. Well, like it's like really bad.
God.
I had a link to, I think MMO Champion did a database of all the stuff. Sorry, I should have had that pulled up, but
all the stuff. There's go to completionism.com. That one's best.
Well, what's the here? I'm gonna go to MMO Champ. Hopefully they have it up there. They have a database of all the is this it? Oh man, I'm so upset that I didn't pull this up. It's like it was insane how good the database is.
Oh, well, you have to definitely link that because I want to check it out.
I thought I did.
We'll link it in the description.
All right, well.
Frank doesn't put links in the description.
I try. Not always, but I try. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I thought I had it. Maybe. Oh, player housing. Here we go. Maybe this is it. Yep, this is it. All right.
Oh,
there you go.
Shut up.
Thanks for
Send me
hanging with me.
Link.
So it breaks down by like functional and furnishing. So here's all the furnishing, and you can see everything.
Oh
right?
my god, shut up! Does it tell you where to get them?
Well, okay. So one thing to note right here: each item has a 1, 3, or 5. Right? I think 1, 3, or 5 impact on your housing capacity. Right? This does not tell you, but you can favorite them for later. Oh, maybe it does.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yes,
like a troll
it has sources, right? You can't see it on the screens here. But it's got achievements.
Yeah.
And you can buy it for 500 war resources. That seems insane. Go get more.
I'm gonna die.
War resources
Looks
from BFA.
amazing.
Dude,
I mean, I have like 50,000 of those. Are you kidding me? Like,
but again, everything's broken down by which culture you can filter to, which expansion, the sizes of everything. And again, how do I go back to the?
I don't know if I want to get into this because I'm gonna be so disappointed I can't fuck with it.
So
like,
there's
you got
killing me.
Fires.
You're already sad. Just be
so
sadder. You could look, but you can't touch.
So
I
that's.
know.
I'll again. I'll make a note. I gotta put this link definitely in the comment or the comments, whatever, the description.
The description.
There you go. Thank you.
It's
Scrap. You I think got into this a quick second last time. Do you want to do some real estating right now?
Let's do some real estating.
Okay.
Where am I gonna live?
I have a couple notes about ones.
You gotta talk like the guy from Rich and Famous.
True. That's my lot right there that I want. You know, we might contest it, but lot 40, beachfront property, really nice. The only sandy one. It's kind of like posed in this little beach neighborhood. This is the one I'm looking at. This is the one I want. Honestly, anything in that little peninsula, the beach neighborhood is sick. I'll take any of them. But like, if nobody wants this one, I'm all in on it. So
by the way, we did do it. You said it earlier. We did do a vote. We are picking Alliance for ours.
Yeah. So this will be very Alliance focused because I don't have the names. Okay. So I want you to go 28. That's the one Lithian's gonna have.
I love the bridge.
I got a bridge.
Is really nice. Oh, I gotta say,
it's fine.
Okay. Let me direct you to a different lot here. So you see this one up, the highest one on the left.
On the left, this one.
Yeah, that one. This is a sleeper hit, dude. I watched the video of the guy flying around it. This has this like totally private beach. There's nothing around. There's like a little mine in the background, but like you have this totally private area. It looks like you have like 20 acres. I know that it's just like the same lot for everyone, but like if you want like the private sort of setting, that's a really good one. That's a super sleeper hit. It doesn't photograph well.
Yeah, there's
there's one by the lighthouses. I don't I think no, not that one.
The lighthouse is over here. And actually, I think this is my plot. Yeah.
Yeah, that one has lighthouse view. Look at the seagulls.
Well, so there's housing over there. I don't know if
no, that's not housing. That's
this isn't housing?
That's like community. Here, look at the map.
What do you mean community?
No, there's like lots of non-housing. So yeah, they're like blacksmiths and shit. It's cool.
I thought the
all right.
Okay. So there's the lighthouse though. So
based on that, lighthouse.
Well, based on that, across the way from this one is over here. So the lighthouse, here's the lighthouse. There you go. Okay, so lighthouse.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
so click on that one. Yeah, 35. This is one of the ones on my list. It's for everybody to look at. Look at that view, dude. Look at that. Look at that.
If you're in 35, where am I gonna live?
I'm not gonna live there, dude. I'm just saying for other people to look at.
You'll be on plot 5.
Dude, that ugly ass apple picking plot. Yeah, you got an ugly view vlog. Okay, so let me tell you what the best plot in the whole game is.
Oh my gosh.
Zoom out, top right, left, one left. That's the one.
I think you told this
last
week.
Plot 31.
I think you told this last week.
This is the best one. This is for your guild master. It overlooks the whole thing. It's got the waterfall in the background. Honestly, all these ones in this little spot are like fucking crazy awesome. It literally overlooks the whole town. Like this does not photograph well. Video. Dude, this is the spot, man. All the Duskwood stuff is ugly as shit. I will not be setting foot over there.
Wow.
Let me see what else I got here. Dude, absolutely not. There's some cool shit hidden though, like around the bottom cove. There's cove. Rigo wants the remote plot in the game. That little water.
Yeah, Rigo.
This is just across from the town. I feel like this is a good lot. Nice.
That's a good lot in the little waterfall view.
You know, yeah, exactly.
Frank, where are you living?
This is what I fucking wanted to do on Monday. I wanted to actually look at the lots.
I think this will be my lot. 12.
Okay.
Well,
how
let me
far
hold on.
away
I got
is
another
that from
sleeper
me?
hit.
You're okay. So
Right
here's I think this will be guild leader island, right? So here's me, right? Here's Scrap. I guess this is you, right?
Yeah,
I'm just
then
gonna force
Shawnee, that one.
Shawnee and Haywire over here.
Okay. Let me tell you another sleeper hit. If I don't get the one I want, that one is like my second favorite choice because it's got that little dock. It's not right oceanfront, but it's like bayfront. You know, it's got that little kind of
Bayfront.
Yeah, I guess I don't know inlet front. It's good. That's a good spot. Okay, one more I want to direct your eyes to. Okay. So right
How long
in
did you look at this?
This is it. I've looked at every single one of these for a long time. Okay, all straight up in the middle. Just go straight up in the middle. It's the one above that, I believe. That one, 46. Look at that fucking beautiful lily pad. I don't know if that's a river or a little lake
like
or
a
something.
pond.
That is some Elwyn Forest shit. It's the good stuff. It's the good real estate without the murlocs. Like that's a good spot. It's a little swirl. That's another hit. Okay, so that's my plot review. Now I can't wait to actually get in there so I can do an actual plot review so I can tell you which ones like look better in the photograph, which ones look shit, you know, in person, that sort of thing. Okay, so
Scrap's officially become our like housing, correspondent.
don't say that because Shawnee's gonna want to come back in.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've replaced.
Stop with that. Shawnee is the real. He's gonna be our HOA head with Flux allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know how Flux is. But like, so I'm excited to put an HOA in place. I want people to pick their lots now. I want to know like where I'm living so I can like get my heart set on it. But I can't do any of that shit because I get to fucking tour the plots to see what are the best ones actually in person. And that's why I'm quitting.
Are you upset? Are you mad? Are you
I'm coming down, but when we're talking about all this other stuff that people are nervous about, it's gonna keep coming back to this. I'm sorry in advance, like a little spoiler. I'm gonna keep bringing this up. So
what, the housing or just
the fact that I didn't get to play housing on Monday?
Because if I were you, I'd be more concerned about the classes that you play and their ability to actually put work into them.
Listen, that is a great transition.
Oh, is it?
I wanted to continue our series of class feedback. Last week we did the tanks, so here's our last week results. 5 big boomers for 5 out of the 6 tanks, and honestly, Bear Druid wasn't even that dooming. You're just kind of like, I don't know, whatever.
Bear is fine.
This week I wanted to do the melee specs, right? We get out here before we even start. Let's talk about Devourer for a second, okay? Mm-hmm. So Wowhead did a little guide on the Devourer, what's going on with Devourer. Preheat did a video, so here's this video. I'm just gonna let this play so you can see the gameplay. I'll be honest, I've watched this a little bit, and the gameplay does look pretty fun, right?
It looks gorgeous.
Right, so I love the idea that you have this void form, right? The void fell form, whatever. And the goal is you want to keep it up as long as you can. It's like a hot potato. And you do that by continuously trying to throw the stars at the mob. It does look gorgeous, right? It's obviously got the best of all the newest.
This is a range DPS.
Well, it's like a mid-range DPS. It's kind of like an evoker, right? Kind of like devastation. But you can also jump in and out. So you jump in and hit and then jump back out, kind of thing. But as you can see right here, he's playing it entirely ranged, so like that's fine. Spamming Devourer, as someone pointed out earlier today.
Devour.
I like the walking around to collect the orbs as part of your class. I think that's kind of something they haven't fucked with.
I don't think you walk around. Yeah, you like.
Oh, I saw him walk into them.
No, he just
suck
moving.
them in.
Are you sure he didn't walk into them?
Yeah, look, watch.
He was like, oh yeah, they're just kind of coming in.
Watch, he'll do an ability that sucks them all in.
I saw that, but I saw at the beginning him walking into them.
Here comes Flash and Star.
You can walk into them if you want. After he hits Devour like 80 times.
Here it is. Hold on. Where's the suck them in? Suck them in.
It's very.
I saw that. I swear. Can you roll back to the beginning, Frank?
No.
I may have missed it.
No. So here's the problem I have with this.
All the way back to the beginning of it.
No, I'm not.
Every time.
All the way back to the beginning.
Every time they release a new class like this or a new spec.
Look! Run it back. Did you see? Look, he's collecting them.
He's
Scrap, you don't need to. You don't need to.
But you can if you need to upkeep the buff, right? That helps you keep up the buff?
No. It's just that when there are, well, and I'm not an expert. Please don't quote me on this. You see how?
Sounds like you play this a lot.
All right, so I'm gonna see the number right here. Will tell you how many stacks he has of this, right? And once it gets to a certain amount, you can cast it, and it'll pull them all into you, and then you do whatever, right? I think the key, Scrap, it's kind of like Brewmaster, which I know you've never played, but Lithian is.
That means me.
Right? Brewmaster will throw a bunch of chi on the ground, and then you can use it, for example, with Expel Harm, and it heals you the more that they're on the ground, right? Stuff like that. So I don't think it's necessarily something you have to pick up. Maybe picking it up kind of like stuff.
Yeah, that'd be a cool idea that if you need to juggle your resource or something, that like you can get a little extra resource if you walk over them or something. You know?
But Scrap, imagine the trinkets that you have, like the.
I love those trinkets. You know I do.
Hold on, everyone. Time out.
What?
Astral Antenna.
No, not that one.
On record from yesterday.
No. You know, I like the foot bomb ones and stuff where it's just like, I gotta get my thing real quick. Like those are enjoyable. The Astral Antenna one it doesn't work. That's my biggest issue with it.
It doesn't work.
Is that it spawns those little antennas in places that you can't get them if you're in a key.
They float to you or something. I don't have this.
They do, but they don't.
Because
you have to make sure you're getting them because they get stuck on stuff.
They're like, hey, I'm not.
Yeah, no. My issue with Astral Antenna is not that you have to collect them; it's that it doesn't fucking work. In
it's
keys,
like a fun little game.
Really good raid.
Either way, we're gonna see season 1 with 90% demon hunters. It's gonna be great.
Of course. Yeah, I mean this class looks really fun.
I might.
I mean, not for me, because caster.
I might take this to MDL raid. This might be my my ult this season.
That's fine. Yours and like 12 other people.
Yeah, you'll be competing to get the leather gear from everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, leather boots were the only things that dropped out on the Demon Hunter boss this season, so
they were trying to tempt you. They were like, "Play Demon Hunter. We always drop gear for them.
We always drop leather all day.
Yeah, leather is like the highest drop rate. Everybody knows this.
I'll be playing plate, and I'll be the last to get all the gear.
Yeah.
Apparently has a higher than average skill expression. So if you're not one
never mind, then I suck.
What does that mean in a place with no add-ons? Like,
if you're not,
I thought they were dumbing everything down.
It means that you're like merging two ideas together as if that's.
I'm just saying.
I like how it's pro higher than average skill expression if you're into that. Con higher than average skill expression if you are not into that.
That's pretty funny. I love these Wowhead writers. They're awesome.
So yeah, I mean, like that doesn't seem like a very chaotic rotation either.
No.
I don't think any of the rotations
is it safe? I don't have a little icon for it, but is it safe to say 5 Big Boomin'? That's going to be like in its own tier.
The one they released is always Big Boomin'. Like,
it's
right?
always going to be super highly played, super S tier, super amazing for everybody. So I'm not going to play it at all.
Can we give the melee one new names, new tiers?
No,
we stay. I don't want to make a huge chaos of it.
I haven't had time on alpha to test all the melee because I don't have access to alpha. So
yeah, we should just
last week Lithian got a comment for saying I don't care. Now he's gonna get a comment for saying we get it. You're not on alpha.
You know what? My not caring is also an opinion. I don't care what people say.
yeah. People, that'll show them. People say you don't care. You say I don't care about you.
I don't care that you don't care that I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, are you ready to get into some melee specs?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go, dude.
Right. Let's start with what do you think? Frost DK?
Yeah, Lithian knows
Frost DK.
Right. Lithian, you know Frost DK to an extent, so I'm gonna read Neo from our community again. Podcast for the rest of us means that we're not always gonna have the opinions. Neo from our Discord has said, Frost didn't get anything new since they got a rework in 11.2, so in reality, 11.2 is their expansion rework. I know a lot of people hate that Breath isn't infinite anymore, but in my opinion, it was necessary to change it to keep the game healthy and not turbo punishing new players. I really like the new Apex talent system. However, I feel like in this might cause some issues, specifically for Frost. There may be a case where you don't take your Apex talents in Mythic Plus. Frostbane, a capstone talent, is really good, but not better than Breath. However, with an extra PAL point, you could take both for Mythic Plus and only play Frostworm's Fury in single target fights. In my opinion, Apex talents should be a talents you always look to take. Otherwise, why call them Apex? Overall, I'm happy with Frost for now, but I'd like them to take a look at the riders for Frost. I guess they mean Riders of the Apocalypse. Because it seems a little weak. Okay, so Lithium, how are you feeling? Like, do you agree? Is there anything you disagree with?
No, I like that. I do wish Riders was more of a thing in Mythic Plus. I think the comment about the Apex talents is good. Like if you have these Apex talents, you should want to take those, and it should feel good to have them. But I can't really disagree with anything.
Okay, 5 Big Boomin'. Frost,
I think Frost is great. Like Frost feels so much fun to play.
Big Boomin'.
Cooldowns are always up. It's awesome.
Well,
Frost also has
and you know what? Sorry, I didn't even cut you off. I do like the Breath of Cindergosa changes. I played it before the old way, and I like this much better. So sorry, go ahead, Io.
No, you're okay. I like Frost Heroes talents because I feel like it's one of the only specs that has something visual for both of them that you can definitely tell you're in one or the other. You have the big Frost dice, or you just occasionally just see your homies just like riding on horses. You're like, "What's up, bro?" Like it's cool to have that it's cool to have the kind of variety.
I really wish you could still, like, again, for the rider, I wish you could just be always on the horse, even if you move slow. Like, just like make it visually there, and that's all I'd care about. Now, granted, again, if you're a Tauren, you'd probably take up the whole screen, but whatever. All right, let's and you need to keep me on time, okay? So Neo also is written for Unholy.
Are we doing the 30-second thing again?
Well,
1 minute.
I thought it was. All right.
Yeah,
Neo says of Unholy, I only have 3 words. Thank fucking God. The entire DK community has been wanting wounds gone, and I can honestly say good riddance. The fact that Unholy DK was terrible at target swapping with wounds made it super annoying. It's like playing Rogue from Classic, where combo points are bound to targets. Oh, I forgot about that. That felt so bad to play they had to change it. I will say that the removal of wounds, it removes the niche quadratic scaling Unholy DK had, which made it super cool for M plus AoE. This gameplay, the gameplay is still kind of the same. Instead of putting up wounds, you now summon lesser ghouls for burst to empower them. The Apex talent is just kind of my opinion. All in all, still a good cook, but put that shit back in the oven because it isn't done yet. There's one suggestion to make it better, I would say, to make it so our runic spenders empowered our pets and diseases. Overall, though, sounds like a 5 Big Boomin', yeah.
Yeah, I like what they're doing with Unholy, and it may I might play it as an alt spec.
Well, you're playing Blood next.
Yeah, I'm playing Blood, but
so you
I'm probably for DPSing.
Okay.
Instead of Frost.
Yeah, I like what they're doing with Unholy better than what they're doing with Frost.
The thing is, Frost visuals has just always been so banging. I've never even felt the impulse to go to Unholy because it looks so much lamer.
I like the way it plays more than the way it looks.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
But I'm playing Blood, so it doesn't matter.
I meant to say this before we get started too. If you're watching this and you completely disagree with what the community's take is, again, this is just one person out of a sea of player bases. Don't be afraid to tell us why there is a problem that you should be looking at. We'd love to talk about it if we get the chance. All right, let's move on to Havoc. You ready to start the clock again? Mojo from the community has said, playstyle remains the same for most part for Svelsgard and currently unplayable for Eldrazi Reaver. Basically, there needs to be more changes to address how to generate souls as Sigil of Flame and AoE stun soul generation is now removed. Notable changes, Glaive Tempest, which was a button press for moderate AoE damage, is now baked into the talent, so the last swipe of Blade Dance proc is passive. May see use. I'm not sure what that means. Removal of Sigil Flame for Havoc. Netherwalk. Pseudo immunity can be a choice node picked up to go off when using Blur. So it's the only active mitigation button for Havoc. Removal of Fell Eruption, which is not used. Demon Blades. Passive resource is now baked into the class and not a talent. Essence Break essentially nuked and won't be used more than likely all in all. There are no Apex talents yet. This is as of a week ago. Maybe there are now. And the playstyle seems to be almost entirely the same with minor button pruning to smooth out the rotation. Doesn't seem like they're getting a huge rework or of any sort. But do you still think this is maybe a 5 Big Booms? Just based off his language?
I mean, it sounds like they took Glaive Tempest off. You can still get it, but it's passive. Essence Break being broken is kind of sad. I haven't looked at Demon Hunter at all, so
I mean, everyone
I think it's
going to
be terrible.
And Havoc
here's
the
other.
Devourer.
But here's the other issue. Everyone's going to play Devourer anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
so I think it's going
to. It sounds to me like I'm worried this is going to be one of the left behind specs.
Yeah, it will be because
they're like not
about it.
doing too much.
Probably
because
the class designer is working on Devourer and they don't.
Yeah, but that's not a good excuse.
I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it's like
what it is.
It's just what happened, right? Like, I mean,
yeah, this is what I'm talking about with my fears and stuff. That I worry this is going to happen.
Oh, no.
It sounds like
the spec.
I know. Okay, if that's your spec, dude, it's like that sucks, man. It might make you want to not.
Be honest. If that's their spec, what's the likelihood they're going to play Devourer instead?
Yeah, but the thing is that like let's say
3 million%.
I know, but I don't think that's good.
You're gonna get the one Havoc guy in the comment that's like, "What do you mean?"
I'm saying if it came for one of my specs, then I would be really upset. And I do think this is the way out.
They came for the Havoc Demon Hunters. I said
nothing. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. They come in for Havoc. I will say what I know of Havoc. It seems like this is a candidate for like you don't really need add-ons to play it in the first place. I might be totally wrong, but it's always one of those ones that is like a 3-button rotation, right?
No.
Okay, then I'm wrong.
Wrong. Yeah, let's keep it moving.
Move on.
Okay, move on.
Feral, Robbie from our community says the biggest changes are the removal of Bloodhounds, Swarm, and Brutal Slash. Don't listen to anyone, e.g. Bellular. Ooh, we're starting some Bellular drama. Who says they're getting rid of snapshotting. Snapshotting has been mostly dead for a long time. It's a sub 1% optimization in Season 3, and today it only applies to Stealth, Bloodhounds, and Tiger's Fury. So obviously removing Bloodhounds reduces it even further, but it's already basically dead. Dead. That said, the new icons to show snapshot strength for those two abilities are super cool. I've always hated Bloodhounds, glad it's gone. Swarm was the Shadowlands flavor ability that doesn't make sense for Feral as it has some janky optimization in 5-mans. Glad it's gone. A lot of people are sad, but Brutal Slash being removed because they liked having cooldown-based AoE ability to be part of the single target rotation. I generally prefer AoE abilities to be the purview of the AoE situations, so I'm fine with that. Mostly it will come down to numbers tuning for Swipe and Thrash, which we don't know yet. Overall, I think they took out the trash with the jankiest parts of Feral, and I'm extremely happy. 5 Big Boomin'. The Apex talent looks flashy and passive, but I think the core of bleed management and combo points energy is interesting enough that they don't need to gild the lily. I've never heard that before. Robbie, thank you for introducing it. I'm not saying it's not. I've just never heard it before.
Okay.
But is it worth the squeeze?
Yeah, dude, I was trying not to bring that in this week. You guys want me to feel bad about squeezing juice. Where the fuck is Feral?
I love it. Yeah, there you go.
So 5 Big Boom, and I think that's fair to say, yeah?
I do think Feral's. I love Feral. I have a secret love for Feral.
If you guys can't tell, Lithians are alcoholic here.
Yeah, Feral is great, man. It's so fun to play, but I like some of the things that. What was the guy's name that made that? Yeah, I like some of the things that he said he didn't like that are clunky. I agree with some of it.
Snapshotting always seems stupid to me. I was like, what?
I did see a headline that said they were going to make it to where it'll play a sound when the pandemic window's up.
Wait, we'll get to that
otherwise,
later. We'll get to that later.
Oh, okay. But otherwise, I'm excited for some of the Feral changes. I probably won't play it, but you know.
Well, that's because you're not playing. If you're playing your Guardian, you probably would play it.
If I was playing Guardian, yeah, I would 100%.
I need you to hold Lithian accountable to his 1 minute after the 1 minute explanation because he's just waxing poetically back there. I do love a good Feral.
Randomly, the one we had the longest one was Havoc DH, and none of us played that. It's funny that one was such a long one.
So here's the thing, Io. New challenge for you.
Oh boy.
Scrap 1 minute survival.
I don't know, man. So here's the thing. I'm not going to be as eloquent as the other people. It's kind of hard for me to understand like what survival is going to look like because they're changing so much of it. Like they're properly like taking a hatchet to it. They're getting rid of Tip of the Spear, which is like our thing. They introduced War Within. They're like, survival's new thing. Tip of the Spear. We have this cool new mechanic. And then they're just like, actually forget that ever happened. So I'm having a hard time visualizing what's like the thing. Like I watched the video of a guy doing the rotation. It's still a lot for me to understand like how it will play, but like they're getting rid of Coordinate Assault, Explosive Shot, which I think is so iconic, sad, Kill Shot, which has been dead for a long time, Butchery, which is the main core rotational ability. And then I think like Mongoose Bite, the Mongoose Fury mechanic is like going out the window. So I honestly don't know what the rotational gameplay is going to look like. I will say the visual changes look sick, that they're trying to do like you're like a bombs guy. It's like, okay, cool. Like, I like that. I know a lot of people are dooming about that. They're like, dude, what the fuck? I don't want to be a shotgun guy. I don't want to dual wield. I'm like, that stuff is cool, man. That's like survival hunter shit. Okay. But I can't really speak to, do I think it'll be fun? Do I think it'll be good? I've mentioned having rework fatigue with survival and been made fun of for that by Frank, and he's toxic to me, and I want to call him out now. But survival hunters have a valid reason to have rework fatigue and have every right to be wary about a rework coming down the pipeline.
This isn't rework. It's just change.
Consider this a reworker class changes. Yeah,
it's just a change.
I'm not gonna engage with this week.
Incredibly significant rework. I mean, we're only keeping 3 moves. Like it's like, dude, they're just completely changing the identity of it and everything. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot to say. I don't know.
So
I'm kind of dooming a little.
You're dooming, okay.
Yeah, I'm dooming.
All right, we'll move into dooming then.
It might be awesome, but I'm just not like one of these sweaty people who can look at talents and be like, oh, I can see exactly how this will work. I don't. I have to actually play it to get a feel for it. Is this gonna suck or
We've
not?
actually established no, you don't. You just copy and paste the talent tree and never.
No, but I mean, I have to feel out the rotation to know if I enjoy it or not. Like, am I gonna enjoy the gameplay loop or not?
So, are you playing survival next expansion?
It depends. I think I actually will check out the PTR. I know I'm always like, I don't want to do the PTR, but like, if they're changing the classes I play so significantly, that I kind of want to just see which one I like the most and go with it. Because I mean, all I play is melee DPS, so it doesn't matter really which one I play.
What if Wowhead isn't ready with the rotation and you have to figure it out on your own?
Then I won't play anything. No, I mean, I don't care so much about like the tuning and like I mean, I do care about tuning, but it doesn't matter to me if it's going to be like S tier or triple D tier. Like that doesn't matter to me. I just want to know, is the core rotational like gameplay enjoyable? Then I will be happy camper.
If you don't play survival, what will you play?
I could play Fury or Enhancement. I've been itching to kind of play Fury again because everybody's been playing it, you know.
Everyone, Phoenix
what's
and
our
I.
clock at?
Yeah. No, wait, you asked me a follow-up question, like, you dickhead.
3 minutes.
My spiel was short, and you guys start asking me follow-up questions. That is not my fucking fault, okay?
I asked you dooming or glooming, and you said, well, let me tell you why I'm dooming.
Lithian asked me what I'm going to play. It's not even related
I've already put Lithian on notice. I already told him he can't keep yapping.
I tend to enjoy going
Lithian's
into
had
an
a little
expansion.
too much whiskey tonight.
Listen to me, Frank. You're cutting me off.
Not yet.
I tend to go into an expansion as a hunter because I like collecting the new guys, the new pets and stuff. And my hunter is like, that's like, I know I go by Scrapclaw, which is my warrior, which I met you, but my hunter is my oldest, my first character. That's like very much my identity as a WoW player. But I've been playing the hunter for a long time now, for like 6 seasons in a row or something. And I'm kind of itching to try a new guy. So I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
Could you talk about the Fury changes, Scrap?
Not yet.
I cannot. Because I don't know how to play Fury now.
I have you on deck to talk about. Wait, do I have it? Maybe do I have something?
No, Lithian's talking about Fury, dude. He's like a fucking 3200 Fury warrior.
Let's move on. Lithian, Windwalker.
Windwalker?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it at all.
Oh my god.
I love it.
I love it.
Dude,
just put it in
viewers
booming.
at home. Viewers are at home. I want to let you know that I don't ask a ton out of these guys, right? You know,
hold on. Let me look
every time an episode's recorded,
come back to him.
Right?
He's gonna read about it.
I will. Yeah, I'll give you a minute to read. How about that? Is that fair, Lithian?
You just ramble about how terrible I am for like 5 minutes.
Well, all right. I have enough to talk about Rhett apparently, because we had 3 people who wanted to talk about.
Okay,
Rhett.
you're on. You got 3 minutes.
I'm going to really run through this. So sorry if I'm just fumbling through it. Okay, I'm trying to just gain from each one of them, whether they're saying boomer or doomer, right? All right, so Nathaniel from our community said he's the resident green parser who has mained Rhett Paladin the entirety of the War Within. I wanted to share my thoughts for the rest of us podcast. Rhett Paladin has been a simple spec all expansion long and has been plagued with critiques of being brain dead and privileged. With the upcoming changes at midnight, it seems critics will have even more reason to throw shade at the light. Simply put, by the way, Nathaniel, thank you for putting some flavor into this. Simply put, the simple gets simpler, which is, as a hardcore gamer dad, I am more than happy with. The core gameplay loop of Rhett remains the same. You build a bit and then you spend a bit. except there's a larger emphasis on builders being more deliberate with the extinction of the Crusader Strike auto attack being traded for Templar Strikes. Crusader Strike has always felt out of place and slow, so this may change is personally well received. Also, our spenders are going to be hit even harder than before, making the rotation feel heavy hitting and impactful. Some buttons are going away and being merged, which should help with the received button blow, such as Hammer of the Wrath, merging with Judgment. I did hear about that. There are others that I have mixed feelings about, such as Shield of Vengeance being merged with Divine Protection, so they're losing defensives. Although I speak as someone who doesn't really use Shield of Vengeance as often as they should, I prioritize Divine Protection. It seems as a deficit to lose another defensive to stagger defensive cooldowns. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. What do you guys think? Boomer or Doomer?
Sounds like he's big booming.
All right.
Sounds like it's booming.
Mojo also wrote on Rhett. One word, funnel. Rhett Pally's finally getting funnel and a rework of how Execution Sentence Final Reckoning operates and is essentially what I've recommended they do for the entirety of this expansion. Basically, you blast your target with an AoE splash that debuffs all the targets in an area. Then you call in a hammer. After 10 seconds, the hammer comes down on your primary target and does 10% of all the damage done to all targets in that AoE splash. My God, I cannot imagine a world where I do not main Rhett in Midnight. Few noticeable changes. Divine Hammer is moving to Templar hero talent and is passive when using Divine Toll. That's right, because Templar lost some of their things to trigger it. Removal of Crusading Strikes and Divine Resonance changes it, make it so that there's no longer any passive Holy Power generation. Crusade is now passive and baked in. I'm not going to read all this. Although I will read the last one. All in all, the change to Execution Sentence alone will more than likely lock this in as my main next season, and beware being in any cat fight against me. LOL, JK, JK. He's not kidding.
Sounds like he's big dooming.
Big dooming. All right. Resident Shonald has spoken up. As I look over the patch notes and the changes, the major thing that is changing is Blizzard wants to put more power into our spenders and less into the builders to give a better overall damage profile and not have to pick AoE or single target builds. The change I'm most excited for is Execution Sentence has been redesigned. Unleash a Heavenly Blast around the target, dealing whole. He just listed out the thing. So he's essentially saying the same thing as Mojo. After 10 seconds, target suffers the damage you dealt to all targets affected by the initial blast during that time. From how I'm reading this, From how I am reading this, it's no longer something I place anymore. So pumped about that. And 1 minute cooldown is super. All in all, the changes look to be positive, and they cut some of the skills no one used anyways. I think Rhett's in a good place. Okay, so it's safe to say people are booming for Rhett. Is that true?
Yeah, I feel like they're solidifying Rhett as like the melee BM hunter. They're solidifying it even more, but it's always good. You know, it's been good all season.
They're like 15 big booming, all three of them, all five from all three.
Yeah, well, again, they're I think maybe like Warlocks, I got 2 people to like write in. But I had to tell people to stop writing about Rhett.
I think it's good when they can take something that was already pretty simple and just find a way to make it even like more simpler. Especially, I know like for myself, the hitting Divine Toll, using the hammer, like setting up your Judgment, your Final Reckoning or whatever, and then going into your thing after all that was kind of clunky feeling. Yeah. So being able to hit Divine Toll and just have the hammer already going is pretty nice.
Well, and I feel like it's nice to have that like visual effect too of the hammer slowly falling, because it'll just like, you know, even the tank will be like, I know what he's doing and I need to kind of help set him up to do that, right?
Yeah.
All right, and now you ready for? Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say now it's the damage from everything too going on that one target. That's gonna be pretty nice.
All right, Lith, are you ready for Windwalker or no?
Windwalker is so. Yeah, man. I'll tell you.
You could just say booming or dooming, man.
I'm dooming on it. They removed so much stuff.
Yeah, that's what. Looking at the survival article got me dooming. I was like, dude, there's nothing left.
They remove so much stuff. They remove everything that's like a modifier to anything else. They've oversimplified. Weapons of Order sounds whack. The Apex talents sound terrible. I don't understand what. I don't understand.
Anything that's a saving grace, you go, oh well, that's nice.
I think simplifying the class was probably needed, but there's
a lot of Weapons of Order. In that.
Well, there was, but like your Weapons of Order windows doesn't look like it's gonna be doing a whole lot. Tiger's Eye Brew, which is an Apex talent, doesn't look great. It looks kind of garbo, man. Like
that. Okay, cap on targets for it.
Yeah, probably. but
Can I
no.
talk? Go on,
Mm-mm.
go on.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Why
I'm
haven't
done.
they consistently capped or uncapped classes? Doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
I wish that they just remove the caps for everybody.
Yeah, just remove the caps for everyone.
I think
Well, hold on.
part of it.
There's reasons why they don't.
Because it's like some classes have things that they can hit
Yeah.
all the time, and it like
Yeah.
obviously. But I feel like it feels unfair.
That's the reason why it exists. And sorry, you were going to say something. I'm gonna let you go. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I was just gonna mention how I think there's still some design space that they try to do when they make specs where they want things to be good at some things but not good at other things, and I think that's still kind of something they're I'm not gonna say stubborn, but something they're like, we want Windwalker to fit this specific profile and not necessarily let it have the tools to be able to do everything.
Mhm.
They want it to just fit in like a specific niche, and I think that's still kind of a design space they designed some classes for.
The problem is everybody wants to parse, man. Everybody wants the pad for the parse.
Hold on.
Well, they had like 5 Windwalkers in a season 2 race to world first, so it was pretty good for that at least.
So hold on. I think that's the problem, is that not everyone wants to parse, and the reason why that's a problem is not because okay, so I think the AoE cap is a result of the fact that MDI exists, right?
But they should cap everybody then.
Well, they
think.
effectively do, right? One way or another. Whether it be balance is probably the only one, and they're getting changed. I don't know if that'll be the case anymore, right? But like everyone to some degree has either a 5 or 8 or some sort of like residual dispersion of it. But what they don't want to do is they don't want people to be saying this is meta. Let's just say bounce as an example. This is meta. When the truth is, it's only meta if you have 50 targets in the pool, right?
Yeah.
And so they said, well, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to build the idea that no matter what, whether you pull 5 or whether you pull 50, you should, for the most part, see the same profile, right?
Yeah, I would love to actually see that.
There are... What do you mean, love to? It is... That's the state of the game.
It can be. I hate when I see somebody doing like 40 million on a pull. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but then they go to the boss and they do 1.
That's true. But you get more damage on the meter from the pull and hardly any from the boss.
Look, I've been in that mindset before, and I feel like every time I see Necrotic Wake was a perfect example. Unholy DKs would blow the fuck up on that first pull. By the end of the dungeon, I was right next to them. It's just, it's fine. It'll all the game is for the most part balanced, right? We're not going to go down that.
It is. I'm not that upset about it. It just seems like always seemed weird to me.
All right.
Windwalker
Dooming. All right.
Dooming.
Shawnee has written for Outlaw. As Outlaw saw some of what tough season 3 as sub and assassination rogues were more played and picked in keys. Some key changes are being made to maybe fix the main problem most people see in Outlaw, and that's the RNG of Roll the Bones, which love the idea of it, but I've played Outlaw before and it is kind of frustrating. And they plan to help this by having Roll the Bones now do a single bonus on varying powers, so here's hoping to making things more simple than having to re-roll 20 times. But we will see. I am not holding my breath on this. Also, with the removal of Vanish as an offense skill, it will let Outlaw have more Outlaw fantasy and not feel as much of a sub going in and out of stealth. I'm excited to see how this all works and see if there's a simpler approach that will work out. I'm still hoping for an overhaul of the class to make me feel like the full pirate with a blade and pistol fantasy come to life. Based on that, I wouldn't say he's necessarily big booming.
It sounds...
Since we don't have a neutral... Since we're not really done with neutral, I guess it's Newman.
Yeah, you got to be on one or the other. Roll the Bones sounds like maybe that'd be good, but it's not enough to get necessarily like say, oh man, everyone's going back to Outlaw. So I'm gonna say Doomin. Maybe Shawnee, if you feel differently, you can tell me and I'll move it. Okay, let's talk. So by the way, no one wrote for us on sub. No one wrote for us on arms. To me, that says they're dead specs. No one's happy about it. Obviously, that's not true. But if you're in the comments and you want to tell us about it, please do. I'll add it to the
we'll add it next week when we do ranged.
Yeah. All right, Scrap. You want to talk enhancement?
I don't know anything about enhancement. I watched that video of like the guy playing it just to see the visuals, and that's all I got. I know they're just like simplifying and they're getting rid of some of the... Yeah, it looks awesome. Like some of the more counterintuitive aspects of gameplay, like bringing Tempest into a pull so that you have like extra wolves, and the extra wolves giving you like more damage and stuff like that. Shit's all going away. But you looked into it. What do you think about it?
I think thematically it looks awesome. Like Crash Lightning is now a major part of the build, and we talked about. I think we even looked at it in the podcast last week. It looks awesome. Just keeps crashing lightning onto the ground. I like that they're making it a lot easier to manage the flame shocks. In the past, and this may have changed because I haven't played in this season or two, but you'd have to flame shock someone or primordial someone, and then lava lash them, which would then spread it. But sometimes it didn't spread
current.
It, right? But it wouldn't spread like effectively every time, and that was kind of frustrating.
Yeah, sometimes I'll like fuck up and like I think that I like lava lashed and then flame shocked and then lava lash, but then it's like, oh, I didn't hit him with flame shock for whatever reason. Like it line of sighted me for a second, and then I have to wait 8 more seconds for lava lash to come up to spread it, and I'm like, oh man, I fucked up this pool real good. Like maybe every other key I do that. It's so annoying.
Aside from all that, and of course there's tuning to be going to, because if it's like dog shit, it's a problem. I'm just going to put this in Big Boom immediately because I'm already considering it as my main next season. Just how cool it looks, right?
I feel a little bit doomin'. I mean, without having done too much research, but I really like how much shit and how much you have to pivot. I was just talking about this, like with enhancement. You have to pivot and react to procs, and there's lots of different kinds of windows. Like when you hit Primordial Wave going into P-Storm, there's like a bunch of stuff you want to get as many wolves as possible. Like how you want to like smuggle a Tempest into the next pull if you have Ascendants and stuff like that. There's just like a lot going on that makes it really like it's like cognitive goodness, right? Like I feel like it's really scratching my brain right when I'm getting it all together, and if they're taking all that stuff out, what's gonna make it have this like class identity as like very reactive, procy, pivoty sort of spec if they're removing a lot of that extra shit track.
They're taking that out of all the classes, man.
I know, so that's why I say Doomin, but visually it looks very good. But I also think, having just played Enhancement for the first time this season, that I feel like it's a good candidate for needing simplification, because there's so much counterintuitive horse shit in it that like you it's not even like clearly outlined in the guides. Like that's how like weird it is.
In their dev note, they even called out like they want to keep the feel of the rotation going. And you know, again, I'm not an expert on enhancement. I've played it a couple seasons, but like only as an alt. God, I'll go way down here.
I would say I'm like becoming an expert of the gameplay, but I am far from an expert of the execution, like of doing it.
I can tell you what I should do
on the target dummies. Dude, I'm playing so fucking good. But when you're in the key, it's just like one thing goes wrong, and you have so much stuff you're tracking that it just like throws me off hardcore.
I think the gameplay will feel the same for the most part, right? Maybe a little simpler, but you know, whatever. All right, what do we have next? We didn't get anyone for arms, so we have Fury, Lithium, and Scrap. You guys are up.
I don't know anything about Fury. Lithium's gonna take it.
What?
I don't play Fury currently. When I was coaching you, I was telling you just hit Rampage all the time. Phoenix says you didn't hit Rampage.
The people who watch the show have done more work for the show than I'm not gonna lump Ioskin because I know he's done his homework.
Yeah, Ion does his homework.
Unbelievable.
I don't know about Fury. Lithium's supposed to do Fury. Come back to him. He's researching it right now.
They removed Dragon's Roar.
Do we want to put Fury in just because they get that? I think Fury gets the spear as well.
The big Kyrian spear.
Do we know anything about arms? Is that just Doomin? Because like no one really says anything about it.
Well, arms is Doomin right now, so I think there's nowhere to go but up. But I'm not gonna.
Arms Warriors, tell us Doomin or Gloomin.
I'm gonna put them and did we not get anyone on SS?
Sub.
Ass and sub.
Ass, no ass. If you're any of these three, give us a little write-up. We'll read it off in the next episode, okay?
Yep. Sorry, guys. No one spoke up for you, and so therefore...
Why don't you make another tier that says nobody cares?
Wow. Yep. I think people do care.
Yep.
We're just not talking to the right people.
Didn't do the assignment.
The community is cautiously optimistic.
Can it be 6, 7? Can you make it
6, 7?
Why?
That's what tonight's South Park episode's about. I just found out about it. That's what 6, 7 means today. Anyways,
what? God, you're so old, dude.
Yeah, old.
Well, no, I just don't have kids of that age. Anyways, Ed Lithium, who is older than me.
Put Fury down in 6, 7 also because we didn't look into it. The Kyrian spear thing looks sick though. That's all I got.
All right, well, that's where we're at with Melee, right? We didn't miss anyone? I don't think so.
Yeah, nailed it.
Quick little look there. Doesn't appear so.
There wasn't a lot of class changes in this week's alpha build, so I don't think we need to really kind of change anything based on what we talked about or what I got from everyone. Unholy seems to have some stuff, but like for the most part, it's pretty light.
I haven't looked at that.
Holy Paladin got some cool stuff. Elemental had some changes, but again, I don't know whether they're good or bad yet. And
is this from today?
Yeah, this is today's.
All right, yeah, I need to read the Holy Paladin stuff. I saw some of it, but I didn't see all of it.
Warriors got their Apex talents.
Oh, sick.
Here, let's read these real quick. Furies, during recklessness, critical strikes fuel your thirst for blood, granting you a stack of Rampaging Berserker. Rampaging Berserker increases your strength by 1% per stack and lasts 20 seconds after recklessness ends.
Boring stat stick, lame.
Rampage costs.
Yeah, most of the epic sounds.
I think scrap the idea is that like you're at least trying to earn as many as you can. So like that's a fun.
Not engaging. You want to like recklessness is your cooldown. You're gonna hit it no matter what. So just makes your cooldown better.
But you want to get I guess you can't control critical strikes.
This is lame and I hate it. Sorry.
Rampage cost is reduced by 15 or 30, and rampage damage is increased by. This is just stat. Rampage extends the duration of Rampaging Berserker by 2 seconds, which is that.
Oh, that's hype. I love a juggle, dude. I love a juggle. I remember Fury used to have a juggle in Shadowlands with Killshot. What? What do you mean what the actual fuck? We just
talked about how there's a juggle and you go, fuck that, dude.
It looks like you're in your CD, the CD ends and then this starts and then you can kind of juggle this after. I wonder if you can chain this into the next CD. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, you used to be able to do that with old Fury.
What it looks like is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you use Rampage, right?
Yeah.
Reckless is your cooldown.
Yeah, Rampage is a button you hit. It's your spender.
Yeah,
so that you're using that to keep the cooldown going. Okay, I'm back in. I love a juggle.
Rampaging Berserker is the 20-second, like it extends that part of the 20 seconds, right?
Yeah, but you're hitting Rampage during recklessness to extend it more than 20 seconds indefinitely. Maybe.
Well, as many as you can fit in.
Heroism,
as many as you can fit in.
Yeah, in Heroism, when you're like got all that haste and shit, like you're gonna extend it through all of Heroism. So I love that as a Fury sort of thing. What do you mean? Maybe not how it is now, but maybe they'll make it so that you can hit Rampage more.
Shield Flame's kind of like a Shield of Rage now.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's good for them, but doesn't sound that exciting. Arms, all right. Master of Warfare overpowers the chance to upgrade Slam to Heroic Strike. Heroic Strike. Don't they already have Heroic Strike? I guess they got it removed.
They removed it just to give it back to you in the form of an Apex talent. Incredible.
Causing physical damage and grants you a Master of Warfare, allowing your attacks to penetrate 3% of armor. Multiple applications may overlap. Each stack of Master of Warfare increases the Mortal Strike and cleave damage by X%. And when a stack of Master of Warfare fades, the cooldown of Colossus Smash is reduced by 5 seconds. Sounds cool.
I know some of those words.
Not me. I'm
not going to talk about Affliction because that's next week when we do ranged. Okay. All in all, though, again, seems like there's only a couple classes that are really were doomed. Some who are, I guess, so bad they didn't want to talk about it. We'll continue this series next week with ranged DPS. So if you have anything, I
don't have any homework for that, do I?
Yeah, I don't either. Thank God, Lithian.
Yeah,
we're off.
Let me double check.
Double check to see if we have homework.
I did all my stuff.
Lithian's a balance head, dude. He needs to do the balance
Lithian's
article.
off the hook because he's done well, and I say done. He didn't do Fury. Yeah, Scrap, you're definitely off the hook because you don't know anything.
Yeah, because I am incompetent and unknowledgeable. So then you don't have to do as much work.
I am going to talk about Arcane and Fire while Io talks Frost. Yeah, that's, and then everyone else.
Hey, if you guys have opinions about range stuff, put it in the comments.
I just said that. But okay.
Did you? I really can't listen 100% of the time.
You can't listen and yap at the same time.
All right, let's keep moving.
I can do that. Yeah, what's the next topic?
Right, before we get into our I say major topic, but we already had a major topic. But before we get in, let's do a couple small news bits. Guess who's returning for 11.2%? Spoilers.
Sylvanas. Ooh, I like her outfit.
She's not the only one returning.
It's kind of like the Cataclysm look.
Nathanos Bright Collar.
Dude, I killed that guy. How's he back?
He's coming back.
Did you really kill him?
I killed him super dead.
Who is the
Look,
he's like the
What?
Who's that? He's like the Sir Jorah Mormont of
What are you talking? He's nothing like Jorah Mormont. Okay, he kind of is because he wants to hit super good, but he hits, dude. Like, look, hold on. You guys get it all wrong. If you read the one short story, I can't remember. It was called like Darkest Mirror or something, where she remakes him into a tight like twink body, like because she definitely wants to hit. Like, it's not just him. Like, she's also hitting that. So good for him.
I just wanted to grab a Game of Thrones reference in there.
Look, I'm a bit of a Sylvanas head, so I know everything about her, but I also hate her more than anybody else. So,
well, she's gonna have a harp now, so she's gonna be singing.
Okay, hold on. I actually total hype about that because, like, if you played in like, I can't remember if this was in Classic. I think it was in Burning Crusade. There was like a quest line. Go on, Aya.
In TBC, you go to like the Windrunner place in the Ghostlands, and you find the pendant, and you bring it to her, and you get
bring it to her. She gives you a song. She sings, like, and so it's like the Banshee is like kind of like a singing thing, and so it's like we've not kind of touched back on this musical sort of thing. She's mostly been screaming at people like aggressively, I think has been the Banshee thing. So I'm ready for her to get back to the song vibes, and I'm ready for them to release a bard class. So let's have that. Or maybe a bard hunter.
I really feel like the bard class coming out now because of the Radiant song would have made the most sense, but yeah.
Yeah, but I don't even know what the Radiant song fucking is. They totally flubbed that plot line. Like, it's like Azeroth is singing, and it's like, and people are like, that was wild, and just nothing happened.
They'll stick the landing, Scrap. Don't worry.
I don't talk to me, Aya. I'm so sick of
that. That was my question going to be, Scrap. Do you think that this will be an I'm not going to say good, but interesting.
You know, I'm a big doomer in general with those things, and I feel like especially with Sylvanas, that was the first time where the wool was pulled over my eyes. I was like, is WoW not good? Like, that was the first time, and so it really hurt me that what they did with Sylvanas' plotline, because I was a big fan. So tentatively excited. I can't help but be excited about it, but I don't want to get my heart crushed because I can't take it anymore. So
I'm a little disappointed. I thought, this was going to be a big thing at midnight, and it's one of those things like the worst kept secret, but it was going to be really hype when it happened. So hopefully they do something cool with it.
Well, I'm hoping it leads in. Yeah, no, if this is the only Sylvanas, the whole expansion, then holy fucking shit, what a flub. But the fact that she's like, they're announcing Sylvanas thing, and my first reaction wasn't barf. I think I'm ready for her comeback. I think I'm ready.
Do you guys want to talk spoilers for 12.1?
Like sure. Plot or what?
Yeah, we Taliesin and Nevertail did a.
I'm gonna leave the room.
Spoilers.
No, I do have a small thing I do want to say about this, but I'm gonna let you read the spoilers first before I say it.
Well, I'm not gonna read it extensively. I'm just gonna say that because last week they were testing the Zolaman is that the zone, yeah. And there's a huge island off the coast. Right, so I'll kind of play the video as we're talking, and apparently there's like a Loa of Snake, right? So let me see if I can.
Loa of Snake, girl, what?
And
what's with the Loa?
Olatech is the Loa, right? Snake Loa.
Loa of Snake. What's he do though? Like,
I don't know.
There's Loa of Snake.
It's snakes. He snakes, man.
He does snakes.
That's they
even have a so okay. There's the zone, right? It's a lot bigger. That looks like a point, 0.1 or 0.2 size zone.
Okay,
Does that have to do with the Shara?
I don't. They didn't mention anything with Shara.
He's got snakes.
It has to do.
Hair.
Again, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm like not. I watched this. Yeah. There's the snake's tail.
Oh, he's so cool. I like him.
That you can see in the Twilight Highlands.
Wasn't Hakar kind of the Loa of Snake? I mean, he's the Loa of Blood, but he was also a snake.
And the campaign, again, spoilers, the campaign in this zone ends with okay, so you have the two grandchildren of I can't remember who it was, what his name is, but one of the
this
trolls,
is a great story, Frank.
Right? Those who know, right? The bad guy troll that we killed back in Zolaman, the dungeon. His grandchildren are like trying to figure out the power vacuum of Zolaman, and his grandson is like huge power hungry. He thinks like the troll empire should be retaken, and the whole quest zone is you're with his granddaughter, and apparently like you would think that they're gonna walk this like, no, peace is the answer. No, like the whole zone is you like teaching her why maybe she should take back the. Again, I haven't played it, so I'm not gonna speak on that behalf. But anyways, it ends with you talking to the grandson on that bridge right here, and he is saying like, I think I should take back the empire, right? which obviously is going to be a problem. And it might have something to do with, again, he's staring off into the island. Like he might be awakening this Loa to help him do that.
Yeah.
And so
that would be crazy if we like convince him like, yeah, you should retake the Empire. And then there's Raid Zolamon 3 where we kill him. It's like, no, now
we didn't mean like that.
Not like that. Not like that. Yeah.
Whoops. My bad.
That's typical WoW writing, dude.
I could see that being like something that happens later on, because I know we talked about how a lot of I don't think the troll dungeons are in this first season.
No, but next season I want King's Rest and I want the other side.
There's apparently very
but there's no returning troll dungeons, and they have such banger troll dungeons to pick from. So I think in season 2 we all predicted. Oh, Jarasticon! I love that guy, dude. I love him.
Not relevant.
I love his no pants wearing ass. Like he's one of my favorite characters. But yeah, so I'm hoping season 2 big troll season, and we're gonna see the other side come back, and we're gonna see King's Rest come back.
Oh, the other side.
Yeah, put
so
Temples and Paralysis
man.
also, because that's got Loas in it too. So come on now.
I will link this video in the description. I highly recommend it, even if you're like, I mean, again, spoilers, of course, but it is interesting how clear it looks that like this is the coming patch, and of course, makes sense. Trolls were a big part of the expansion launch feature.
Yeah.
So, maybe we'll see some more troll customization for the troll players too. That's
you could be like a Mani troll.
Yep.
That'd be cool. Oh, I just put my foot on my dog.
Oh my god, please don't put a shock collar on it.
I got my other dog in frame so that when I shock him, everyone sees.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
he's black.
She was real proud of that one.
Yeah.
In other news, pet battle seems to be changing.
I love him. Ouija. What's his name? Ouija?
I don't know. He's not relevant.
I love
so
Ouija.
It appears now, granted, they've like said that it's not its final form, but it appears that pet battle system in Midnight is getting phased out. Now, Blizzard says it's because far few players are engaging with it. They really just like the idea of collecting pets.
Dude, they haven't supported it in forever, and they're like, why is nobody engaging with it? That's what they're gonna do with the story. They're gonna say nobody engaged with the story, so we just stopped writing story. That's
it's
good.
It's the Pal World lawsuit. We all know it.
It's not the Pal World lawsuit.
So
everybody engages with the story.
What are you referring to? Because a lot of people believe that.
I'm saying in the future, in the dystopian future.
So allegedly, and I've had this refuted by people that know more than I do about it, so I'm not going to say anything. There was a patent, or maybe not, or some kind of legal language that basically made it so any kind of animal fighting in video games is a infringement on Pokemon's copyright.
But that's what made them not support it for the past like 6 years.
No, there's no grounds for any of that.
If
there's no grounds.
Case, you think WoW would be grandfathered in because this would have been out before that would have even been a thing, but
they were doing it first, and there's no grounds. So they're
probably downsizing the pet battle designer, just like they downsized the dragon flying designer and the archaeology designer, and they're just phasing this out.
If you're making a video game and you see 95% of the population doing a thing and 5% of the population doing a thing, where are you going to focus your resources?
Yeah,
I get it, but they can control what people stop playing by not supporting it.
5% is generous.
I don't engage with it at all. Like I engage with the hardcore when they launched it in Cataclysm, but they haven't supported it.
Right? Yeah, no, I was gonna say Cataclysm. I feel like Wrath had just ended. I think they wanted to bring in some new players. They redid the leveling. They redid the entire old world, and I think they were just trying to put fun new things in the game that people could do casually if they didn't want to do end game stuff. And it's just kind of at the point now where the end game is just a lot easier to get into, even if you're just doing delves or just like low mythic plus. So just not a lot of reason to do pet battles.
So
I really liked what they did, where they had like the pet raids, where they had like Return to Wailing Caverns and Dead Mines and stuff, was like a really cool idea. And then they just kind of like stopped doing that. And then also there's been no changes, or like all our pets levels have been capped at 25 since the original. Like there's no reason to level pets, because if you have one level 25 pet, which you can easily get, you can just buy the things like instantly. So it's kind of like it's just not really mechanically interesting or fun.
If there is a reason to have them, if there's a reason to have them too, like, like, oh, this pet gives you like +5 to like haste or something, maybe you could see having them too, but
But there's also cool
guys...
things like with the pet battling that they could do where you could have cool combos where like your pets could set up other pets and things. Like there's a little bit of that, but they just dropped it. Same like with archaeology, they were like nobody likes archaeology, but they made it not
anyway.
fun, so.
It doesn't matter. I want y'all to pay attention to what's happening to pets, because the same thing is going to happen to player housing in 2 seasons.
Yeah, Delves is going to.
Player housing.
I think that's a bold statement to say Delves, because Delves apparently are extremely popular.
No, Delves are popular. I think Delves are staying. I have a feeling
Delves are tied to player power though, so it's different.
I have a feeling that player housing will fall to the same fate as pet
Prey
battles.
definitely is. Prey is out after this season.
Remember your
garrison?
Remember your garrison? What happened to that?
Garrison.
Lithian, I think it's fair to say that maybe it will get less resources down the line, because like people have built their house and the luster would have worn off. But this is I think I'm willing to bet that Blizzard had some data where, you know how every week they have like a different event that you can get those caches from, and every 6 weeks they have the pet battles one. I'm willing to bet that there was some data that said like 1 out of a million people were completing that
nobody's
quest.
doing it.
Right? I feel like too, once the player housing set up, it's pretty low maintenance. Once they get all that stuff, they just throw in a few rewards every now and then. It's just oh, here's the new couch in the raid or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, they have to add new pets.
Aren't that low maintenance, because they have to like make sure it's balanced when there's like
Well, it sounds like there are still going to be pets. It says right here they're going to be pets that are capable of battling in midnight. So they still are doing that. They're just
I guess. But the big change is that now to catch them, you just throw a thing over their head and you catch them.
That's fine. I mean, that's an adjustment to it. Like
Pokemon Go action.
I feel like it needs a revamp, because it is an enjoyable kind of side thing to do, but instead they're just gonna try to phase it out. It seems to me.
Just like they're phasing out AUG.
Well, they phased out dragon flying completely.
I've not engaged the system, but for world quests I never have done it. I think for the actual weekly quest, it just like doesn't. It's slow, right? Because like even I don't know.
It's slow.
It's turn based.
But
it's like slow for turn based.
But how long ago was Cataclysm? It was like 10 fucking years ago. It hasn't changed since
like
Cataclysm. That's why it's boring.
Yeah,
that's why it sucks, because it's outdated.
It's boring
because
it's boring.
Cataclysm. It was fun in Cata. It was super hype. Like training your pets actually took like a long time. And then when you got to like the end game pets, like, oh my god, I can actually do like the gym leaders. They had like a gym leader in every zone in Cataclysm. Like it was kind of hype, and they were all hard. They had like cool gimmicks and stuff, but that shit is so outdated. And it's they're not supporting it seems.
And it does look like they probably just wanted to make it easier too, if you just want the pets and not have to battle them, to just get them.
I think that's okay. Like I think making it easier and simpler, but it seems like that they're gonna slowly stop supporting it, kind of like how they did with like the garrison, and they had like the command table with like your followers. What the fuck was that called? Was it called a command table?
People made a lot of gold on it, that's all I know.
Yeah, but then it's like they had it in Shadowlands, but it like wasn't really a thing.
Let's be clear. Warlords to Shadowlands, which was 4 expansions.
Oh, sorry. I totally skipped Legion in my brain.
And
wow.
Oh yeah, and BFA. Yeah, but they had the command table in all of those expansions. It just like slowly sucked more. Like I didn't engage with it at all in Shadowlands because I don't care about money and I hate myself. But then it just like disappeared in the next expansion.
I am going to call bullshit, because I remember when you found out how much money Haywire and I were making off our tables, you said, my transmogs, and you started jumping in and doing it.
I did gasp, but then I didn't do it. I still did. I did it for like a week.
No,
I was like, oh, this sucks.
But Scrap, I hate there's a difference between a gameplay mechanic that I'm going to argue has player power tied to it, because gold is
I think it does
player power.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just like they said, well, you know what? It probably doesn't take a lot of effort to make a Pokemon game in the game. Why not? Let's have some fun. But when they made those dungeons for pet battles and then saw the 5% of players who engaged with it, they just like they realized like, I mean, look, there's other games out there that people can play if they want to play that. We just don't have the reason.
It needs to be revamped if they want to keep up with it. And it seems like instead of revamping, they're just cutting it. It's kind of like archaeology. Remember when they in Shadowlands, or not in Shadowlands? Well, yeah, in Shadowlands, they were like, there's no archaeology because like nobody left any artifacts in Shadowlands. That makes total sense. And then the next expansion, they were just like, yeah, no, there's just no archaeology anymore. Like,
I think Dragon Isles and this one especially would have made a lot of sense for archaeology.
Dude, it would have totally made sense, but like they totally lied to us and said like Shadowlands no archaeology because like
they
it doesn't
lie to
make
us
sense.
so much.
Yeah, but then it's like actually just JK, it was no archaeology because nobody likes it and it's not fun.
It must be exhausting to hear people talk about you as a developer, to say that they had nefarious plans, like as if they went into BFA's or Shadowlands Alpha and said, hey, what should we do about archaeology? And like the lead developer's like, shit, I guess it doesn't really make thematic sense.
Make something up.
We'll do something, right? We'll figure it out later, right? They kick the can down the road. And your answer to that was more of like, no, fuck archaeology. You know what? Let's tell them we can't do it. And then next time we'll just say, yeah, sorry, we're just not doing it, dog.
I think they kicked the can down the road.
A lot of sense. And then they were like, I think they thought they were going to do something new because they had the whole explorers thing. Because there was kind of like a mini archaeology thing in.
Yeah, there was a world questy type thing.
And then they just never really kind of followed up on it. But whatever, it is what it is.
I'd rather them bring archaeology back than this. All right, let's
keep
moving.
Me too, actually. If we got to pick, I would totally. I would pick dragon flying first, and car. And then archaeology and then pet battles.
Wait, that might be a segue. There's some dragon riding stuff changes, right?
Oh, please, for the love of God.
I don't have that. I don't have that pulled up. What is
it? No, they're taking like vigor out. They're pretty much taking the dragon riding out and just like assigning cooldowns to your buttons, essentially.
I'm leaving the podcast. I can't play WoW.
I've not seen anything about this. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
he got it from his guy, his source.
Yeah, no, they changed it. It's you probably find it on Wowhead if you look. They basically, so instead of you having vigor, it's just your surge forward, your rolling surge, and skyward ascent. They all just have cooldowns now, so you just hit them whenever they come.
Never run out of vigor.
Where's the skill expression in that though? Because the idea is that if I was flying correctly. No, but if the idea was that if I'm flying correctly, does it like reduce the cooldowns faster?
That I don't know.
What do you need skill expression for if there's no races?
All the if there's any intricacy in the system, but I just know that's what I read they were doing in Midnight.
Okay.
They were.
Is that gonna fuck up all the races then in the past? Like, or are you gonna have to have the old vigor? What about the Kalimdor Cup?
They don't.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I care. I can't tell me nobody cares. But I'm sitting
what about the
caring.
Keldanos Cup?
You're the only one that cares.
They're never gonna have a Keldanos Cup. There were so many cups they didn't do. There was no Pandaria Cup. There was no Legion Cup. They
cups
just
are
stopped.
retired.
Yeah, because Scrap, you are the one out of a million person who's doing the cups.
Every time there was a cup, there was 100 people. You knew which races were hard to get gold in when there was like 400 people doing the race, and you'd be like, "Oh, thank God, this one's easy." If there's nobody at the race, like
it is one thing I would have liked them see do a little more would be the dragon races, because I do think that they were fun, but those are like the only world quests doing them, but.
Okay, I need to see the fucking stats on that, because I swear to God, people are doing them. Literally when they had the cups, it was a madhouse. Like Ungoro Crater, like that race was super hard in the Kalimdor Cup, and I'm telling you, there were like 400 fucking people sitting on that ledge, like just running it through over and over. It was crazy.
When does that come up? I'll do that next time.
Well, apparently they take vigor out. It might be easy. Like, so who knows?
Exhausting.
It's not exhausting. That you say like, oh, this doesn't matter. They come when they came for my dragon raiding, I said nothing. When they came for my pet battles, I said nothing. Dude, I'm telling you, this shit adds up. Like, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh, it was great.
Who would have thought the pet battle would have brought up a 10-minute tangent on like little casual side game?
Well, I really engaged with pet battle a lot in Cataclysm. Like, I loved it.
In fairness, if they're changing flight dragon riding that much, that does sound like a big change. But again, I haven't read anything on it, so I'm not gonna sit here and give an opinion on it.
Then they came for me, and there was nobody to say anything for me. Frank, that's you. That's gonna be you.
No, I won't care. I won't care.
Yeah, right.
All right, weak auras. So weak aura had a post saying that Blizzard has kind of done some, and I think we touched on.
They are in negotiations with terrorists.
No, Here, I'll switch this up so we can see this easier.
Wow.
Oh, that didn't help at all.
I can see it.
No, I know, but viewers can't. But anyways, I'm not even going to worry about it. The long and short of it is that Blizzard has been saying, hey, there's some things we're going to loosen restrictions on, okay? Now, from what I could tell, Weak Aura said, well, this is still not enough for us to continue doing things. So Weak Aura is still dead, okay? But I've been trying to engage more on Twitter with like this conversation about the add-ons discourse, right? I even mentioned earlier, like people are, here, I have a notification. Let's see what someone told me I'm an idiot.
That's x.com, by the way.
Oh, not Jared.
But the argument seems to be that people are, they're assuming two things, in my opinion. All right. The first is that they're assuming that they will not have any add-on access at all, which is not true, right? And we even see that. So here's a good example. This guy, I guess, who makes the dungeon timer Weak Aura, he says no matter if Weak Aura survives or not, his M+ timer display will live on. The reason why is you can still build add-ons and submit them to be put in the game, right? They just can't access all sorts of information like they used to be able to. In this case, like for example, a good example of what might happen here. Oh, I can't. Whatever again. Is that maybe it won't be able to tell you your percent, like your effective percent, in real time. But I don't see why that would be the case because your game is telling you that. So why can't they take that information from the black box? It's already being displayed to you, right? All the things that can be displayed.
You know, it'd be funny if you had to put it like by where it gives you the percentage, just as an arrow that points at it.
Well, okay. So when I created the add-on to track keys, getting the key number was hard because they encrypted that one field, right? And so it's just stuff like that Blizzard does that makes creating add-ons, getting the data for add-ons really difficult because it's encrypted, but for the World of Warcraft client, it's not encrypted. So they could present it to you, but add-ons can't get at it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Sorry, go on.
And I mean, that's part of the problem is just because you can see it in the game doesn't mean that as an add-on writer, I can go get it.
And let me just say I do appreciate everyone who is in the big wigs and everyone that are actually trying to find ways to still make workable add-ons. I do think that is very sick of them to work through it. I know obviously it's easier than something like Weak Aura is trying to push on through because I know that they use a lot of the things that they currently are not able to access, but it is cool that some of these guys are trying to work with Blizzard and try to figure out a way to get something working out there. So
yeah, I mean,
let's be clear.
Weak Auras could keep going if they wanted to. They just don't want to because it's like they built a car and now they have to take everything out of it and let it just like roll, right?
Well, also, if I was making something and putting a lot of work and time into it, and they're just like, "Ah, fuck you, you're not gonna be able to do that anymore," I'd be like, "Okay, fuck you, I'm not gonna."
Now it's just like a shitty Toyota Camry.
Yep.
But the other thing is that they're assuming that like everything that you see in the game today is going to continue to exist going forward. Now, my first question to you is, do you think that the reset here 3 years down the line we'll be back where we started and now just with no add-ons?
Historically, that's what tends to happen, right? Like they simplify classes and they get more complex because they have to next expansion.
Well, not the classes. I'm talking about like encounters. Because we don't have Weak Auras to track stuff.
Well, it's kind of hard for me not to say with the class. I mean, they have to make encounters more exciting, right? Like and have fresh new mechanics and. They have to keep adding talents to classes as their expansion features. So like it seems like it's going to get more complex over time.
I'd say historically there always tends to be kind of a power creep and then they bring it back down and then it creeps back up and then they bring it back down. But it's too early to say without seeing what Midnight looks like. But I do think that that's probably likely just based on how this tends to work in games like this.
Well, I want to separate the class side of it because yes, that I definitely agree that every expansion they're going to add new talents, which they'll bring back the ones they pruned, right? And I'm more thinking of like, okay, so the reason why Blizzard took this stance on Weak Auras is not because of like they don't want people to be able to track things on their cast bars, right? It's because they don't want people solving the mechanics of the encounter via Weak Aura, right? And the idea would be that since they're not in this arms race, which I can't remember who tweeted, but someone was saying like they were in the room when Blizzard was trying to develop some of the fights in Aberys. And that's like where private auras were like at their worst. And it's because they're like, well, we know they're going to have weak auras to do this. We got to figure out a way to make sure that we break a way that weak aura can be interacted. They'll never have to worry about that again. So knowing that like 3 years from now, that still should be the case theoretically. Do you think the encounters are really going to have to get more, I'm not even going to say complex, because like obviously they will get more complex as they have better puzzles to put together. But like they won't have to worry about the idea that if someone has to run over to marker X, they have to do it in 2 seconds, which is what, again, Mythic Raiders seem to be the most concerned about. Now they can give them 8 seconds to do it, and that will not have to change, you know?
That's kind of the big thing too, is doing some mythic raiding. A lot of what these weak auras are doing is just cognitive load for the raid lead. It's just, hey, we're gonna you're assigned this, you're assigned it, and it's gonna tell you when to do it. And they had to narrow the window of the time you had to do it, because instead of being like, okay, IO, this is your X, you got to hit this mine and sprocket or whatever, and then I have to go and look and go, oh, where's that again? Oh, shoot. And then run over to it and hit it. It's just, I know where I'm going seconds before I go. I know that I have the timer counting down to when I have to hit it, and I just quickly locate it and find it. And then I have 2 seconds as opposed to the 8 seconds. So yeah, I think you're right about that. They'll have more time to give us to let these more naturally be solved than having something just assign us and have us follow where to go, essentially.
Well, and if you remember, sorry, go on with it.
I don't play Final Fantasy 14, but they haven't ever had add-ons, and
but the way they design their classes
but they are against terms of service, so you could get banned for using, which people apparently do try to use them.
Yeah.
Well,
but they also have an entirely different raid scene, right? Because don't they not release the hard mode of the raid until after like a couple weeks or something?
And that's why Final Fantasy sucks.
I feel like there's less of a
Christ
there's
almighty.
definitely
I never put a lot of time into Final Fantasy. I just know
it's a good game.
I just know that there isn't a whole lot of mods out there. There isn't like an add-on community like there is for WoW, and their game is pretty successful still.
Yeah, but I think the focus of their game isn't like mad in-game content. As far I played it a bit through the first like expansion, at least I completed that. But it seems like people who were like way ahead of me in level and in story progress could do my dungeons, and it would like balance it out. So it wasn't like, oh, I need to wait to get to this level to do these dungeons, to this high content. It's like you could kind of do any content you want. Not, I don't want to say any, but like it seemed like most of it was like collecting stuff, professions, RP and shit. Like I didn't know none of my friends played it like seriously, if that makes sense.
Famously too, Final Fantasy is the game where they don't really care too much about the visual nature of, okay, there's fire on the ground, we want this to look natural in the course of the encounter. They were the first one to be like, yeah, there's just a purple cone on the ground, we don't care if it takes you out of the immersiveness or not, just here's this mechanic, don't be standing in it in like 5 seconds or you're gonna die. So I think
the boss fights were actually really enjoyable, the ones that I did see, because they did like they were super fast paced and exciting, and they didn't like fuck around. It's like, yeah, here's a cone. Like it's like, okay, cool. I don't stand in that, right? Like
I mean, maybe that's the way maybe that's the direction they're trying to go with some of these encounters in the future.
I think that would be good, but again, I know people are so reliant on add-ons. Like they do everything with add-ons. Like GTFO is always like a baffling add-on to me, that people needed something to scream at them if they were touching
I don't like
fire.
that one.
It's like you just need to look at your feet and see if you're in fire, dude, and your health is going down. Like obviously the result of not having that is sometimes you take a tick or two of fire without realizing, and you're like, oh shit, but that happens. I'm just saying it's going to be a hard Band-Aid ripped off, I think, for a lot of people.
I don't think it's going to be that. So they start with these encounters, they oversimplify things to make it easier to transition, and then the next iteration, they make it a little bit more complicated, but they make it also more clear what you're supposed to do within each encounter, right?
That's the dream, right?
Yeah, the dream is that they slowly transition to the point where if you're not, if you're not slow, you can do what you need to do to accomplish some of the encounters, and it's fun and fast paced, right?
Right.
I don't know. That's just I think about it a little bit like that.
Here's my big fear. Okay, I am I've been fully supportive of all these things, and I think I even said earlier today, like if they launched with what they have right now in the alpha, I think I'd still be okay, right? Yeah, there's things that I need, but we'd be fine, right? My bigger concern about all this change is if we don't have a add-on community that is allowed to access certain things, let's game-changing things, does that start stifling not only the UI of WoW, but also like the idea of like what we want to see as users, because someone had a really good idea out in the middle of nowhere, made it a great add-on that like does it, and then it becomes super popular, and we're all now going like, oh my god, this is like the greatest add-on ever, I love it, but we didn't think about needing it at the time. Is there a concern that because there won't be people like that being able to innovate what Blizzard has not done for their UI, that now Blizzard will not innovate their UI once they get all these kind of things out of the way?
It does put pressure on Blizzard to do better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, which is maybe a good thing, but maybe a bad thing, because they could just say, and then we don't have another option. Like,
I think if you look at the cooldown manager, and if you look at the new nameplates, and if you look at other things they're adding into the UI elements, there's clear inspiration from add-ons that we've used for years, like Details or Plater or Weak Auras. Like the cooldown manager is basically just if you got like a Luckthos Weak Aura, almost not exactly the same, but that's kind of what they were going for. So yeah, I do think that's a shame that we will lose that, because that was something that was clearly inspiring some of their changes. So it's clear that this existing has made them go, okay, this is before they might not have thought like, oh well, we don't really need to care about stuff on our nameplates, but people were editing it on Plater and they go, okay, maybe we do need to put more information on there. And
can I use an example of that?
Yeah.
So this is a video by Shah. He is talking about the name. He's giving effective feedback to the devs, and he brings up a really good point that Plater was good at this. So a lot of these mobs in here have like spirit paw this, spirit paw that, spirit paw this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have the ability right now to be able to. So here you see territorial, right? And you don't know it's the matriarch. Now, granted, there may not be any other bears out there, but the point is if there's a whole bunch of territorial X's, you won't know what they are to like be able to keep an eye on what you want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like a concern. If there were no add-ons that told us this was possible, right? So let's say Plater never existed, or whatever never existed. Will Blizzard have figured this out for themselves because not enough people would be speaking up saying, hey, I don't know what it is. Only the pro players would be saying it, for example.
Yeah.
And there's still other things like, okay, so nameplate stacking has been an issue forever. Right?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's so
bad.
And like this is his main point of the video, is to say like he had to record it 3 times because he like lost his mind every time he started talking about it. But like there's the idea of the stacking stuff, right? And I'll see if there's like a good video of him doing it. Like it's just like it's flying all over the place. Yeah,
I like how slim these are, though.
The technical
they literally none of them are moving, but they just keep jumping around, right?
Yeah, that's because then you got to click on that. It's oh my god,
you got to click on it to kick it. Yeah, it's
like
Shaw's video is legit good.
Yeah,
even Plater like has issues with being able to click stuff sometimes. So the fact that this is worse than that, like they definitely have some work to do.
Well,
how are you guys feeling in the wariness department?
Here's the problem with the like Shaw's video was great.
But
when
I just want to add real quick before you go any further, I'm sorry. Scrap, that is just one of the versions. They don't have that's not the default. Right?
It's a very early version.
No.
You can have other variations of it.
Okay.
Of what
is
the
this
stacking?
variation called?
No.
Flying nameplates? Like who would pick
it's just that they will cover each other, and then the other ones go like transparent based on what you don't have selected.
Either you have it stacking and you have things all over the place, or you have it not stacking and so you have overlap. And in order to switch that target, you can't just directly click on it sometimes because it's so hard to
look at this.
deal with the overlap.
Oh my god, it's really bad.
And then if you turn on this mode, you see mobs that are like super far away, in your view, and it doesn't make like those.
Oh my god, it's really bad. I'm like shocked.
Yeah,
that this stacking is so bad.
Like, when I'm tanking, like my biggest thing is I have colored nameplates for aggro and amount of aggro. So when I'm about to lose aggro to somebody like Frank who's playing Arcane Mage, I know when it's going to happen and I can rip it back right away.
Yep.
With these nameplates, that's not really possible. Like that is not that fire is not the same. It's
I agree.
They're trying to do it, but it's
sure. But Lithium,
here's what I'm okay. Go on. Sorry.
Well, so first and foremost, is it in a state though that you could get by?
No. Here's the thing.
No.
If they release it the way it is right now, it'd be an adjustment for everybody, myself included, right? But you'd have to. I mean, you wouldn't have a choice. You'd have to adjust to it and figure out how to play with it. And I would, I would struggle just like everyone else a little bit, especially when it comes to like maintaining aggro when people are pumping, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the hardest. And I know they released a thing today that said they're increasing the amount that taunt does, and they're helping with tank aggro in general.
Big W for tanks. Right.
Yeah.
So you'll get 900% bonus threat whenever you taunt for 6 seconds. 3 seconds.
Yeah. That's
500% threat.
Is that going to stop the DK critting, ripping it off the prop paladin in raid?
No, and the
no,
thing
that's you guys misdirecting me all the time, and you guys are making Frank mad at me.
Yeah, well, you need to figure your shit out.
Friend of the podcast, Leo is going to be really excited to know that you're supposed to use taunt on pole.
I think there's like a week where Lithium didn't quite have the gear, or it was his monk or whatever that couldn't quite keep up with threat that 1 week, and then just everyone misdirected him for the rest of the raid.
I was ripping off him every time.
Yeah, because it's because I transitioned from one tank to another to do the mechanics.
Stop dredging.
We're running out of time. Let's keep moving. I
have an opinion about this, Frank. A quick one.
Go ahead.
The way these are jumping around and you're making a big pull, it's all chaotic. You have to kick some stuff or whatever. I would hate for this to be an affix, like that you're gonna lose. You're gonna wipe to this pull because you try to click on something and it jumps away. Like,
didn't you say kicking was going away?
Well, they have to make kicking go away if they're going to do this. Like, it's like, imagine you pulled a whole bunch of these and like it was, the pull's already hard and like everything is going well. And right when you're about to click something really important, it just jumps out of the way for no reason, out of your control. Like,
imagine
that's going to be so frustrating.
You have the pack there, and then Haywire does that stuff where he lightning storms it backwards because he doesn't take the knock up like an adult, and it just the nameplates just go all over the place.
Yeah.
So, all right. But the last thing I'll say about nameplates is I do a lot of mouse over stuff, especially with my Death Knight and Death Strike and grips, and I don't think those are things I could do anymore, and that's going to be an adjustment for sure.
Yeah. And they can't say like, oh, we got rid of the need to grip stuff. Like they're saying like, oh, like, you don't have to worry about visualizing aggro because you're not going to lose aggro anymore. So it's fine. Like, and it's like, okay, well, you're not going to have to click on something to grip it because guess what? You don't have to grip anymore. You don't have to kick as much. You don't have to do this. It's like they can't just keep removing game mechanics because their add-ons can't keep up with what the current add-ons that we've had for like 10 years did it better. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of a slippery slope. This is I can't watch this.
So
it's upsetting. Like
the technical aspects, I agree. They definitely need to fix this. The whole like renaming every single mob, I feel like there's just some things that Blizzard doesn't want us to have access to, and I think that might be just one of the things where it's like at some point we're gonna have to make some concessions where it's like.
So this is the alternative script.
Where it's like, we have to accept that there's some things that they didn't want us to have access to, but I think at least for the technical aspect of something like this, they do need to fix for sure.
Well, and again, I think you pointed out earlier, Plater still hasn't gotten it right. It's like very challenging, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like
Plater does it really well. Like Plater does it well.
When Plater doesn't get it right, and I use like Kui nameplates, it's kind of similar, is that if you have 400 mobs, obviously you can't have your whole screen full of things. But like allegedly, you're not going to be pulling 400 mobs in these dungeons anymore.
But even if I'm pulling a bunch, like if there's a priority kick, I have Plater set up to let me know that there's a priority kick, and I got to focus on that.
You can still do that now in this UI.
Yeah, I saw that. That's okay.
I will say though, you'd have to kind of pull up Yoda's like current UI, but there is something that kind of gets lost in the game when you do have just like a big stack of nameplates in the middle when you should be looking at like Murlocs and a big sea giant. So it would be kind of cool to see the gameplay shift in a way where that doesn't need to exist.
Well,
but
hold on, my question is though, why does Plater not exist in Midnight?
Because they don't have access to the stuff.
They don't have access to
like
the black box.
Right?
They don't have access to, so they won't be able to do, for example, predicting when a cast is going to come, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But why can't they still do the black box?
Well, they have access to my dots and stuff. Like if I have dots on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what level of access they're gonna have.
If I can only see my dots on the base nameplates, but not the Kui or the Plater, then I'm gonna use the ones where I can, see
of course,
my dots.
Yeah.
Like
I need
need to have access to each individual mod or mob and be able to like designate it as like a caster or something. If you wanted to change the color, you would need to see the threat information, which I don't think
that may not exist.
have access
yes,
to.
that may not exist.
So it just might be too.
But being able to change the nameplate for like every caster, like Quasi does, every caster is purple versus the dark blue or whatever. That can exist because the name is like right there. It's not like the mob is a secret.
But if something is important and locked behind the black box, like threat generation, and like then it's like, oh, I get to have a good time with Plater because I don't have to keep track of stuff, but Lithium has to deal with this horse shit. Then we get back to the problem of like, oh, nobody's even using it, so we don't need to fix it.
We know how like the naming of everything works, but I know there's a lot of custom scripts you get in like those kind of profiles that they might not be able to run under the current, but I don't know.
Again, there might be a huge stripping back of Plater, but at like my question, I don't know this for sure, I'm assuming a lot here. Like, why wouldn't Plater be able to change the color of this mob up here to be purple?
So it might be able to change the colors, but they have no access to combat facing data. So they won't have like cast info, cooldown timings, buffs, debuff states, and things like that.
From it.
And yeah, that all the goodness that you would have access to from a combat facing perspective is what they're trying to take away. And I think that's the big issue is that aspect of it.
All right. Final question on this then. So let's assume that is all gone and Plater cannot exist in this world. A version 1.0 of this, which will come out with Midnight in 11 or 12.0, is what we see here. What we see here, right? Minus a couple, like maybe they fix a little bit of that fluid, right? But whatever. Let's just say it is what it is. Scrap, you called out earlier, like I won't see what's casting. Yes, you will, because you can make the nameplate highlight and call out when it's like casting at you and stuff.
Yeah, but if they're stacked on each other, I can't click on the thing I need to kill.
Like, you would be able to, because you could click it, the cast bar would populate below it, so you would just be able to click on that part of it.
What if it's jumping around?
Well, no, you wouldn't be able to do that, but that again is bad, right? And and I'm sure the developer agrees it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is like, okay, so that's version 1.0. Do you think, I'm not going to say you guys because I know what you would answer, but do you think the community should be able to say like, okay, we get it, this isn't our ideal scenario, but they're still going to cook on it like they did with the cooldown manager, and maybe in 12.1, let's even say 12.2, maybe they need 2 patches to do it. They start adding things like a whitelist where you can like tell it to not, don't track this cast or don't track this debuff or whatever.
There's no whitelist, blacklist. It's like the main thing I use nameplates for.
That's and again, I think that's a big deal.
So I don't have to see all my dots, just the ones I need to track.
Yeah, because that's what's missing even from the dot trackers and all that stuff, right?
Okay.
Like, is that something that you're willing, or the community would be willing, or do you think the game dies on arrival?
I don't think the game dies, right? But like, it's a hard pill to swallow. People are going to complain about it and bitch about it, and then they do all this great stuff. The only thing people are going to talk about is the bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's easy to say this is bad. Like, it's not even a matter of opinion if there's an add-on that did it better, and they just took it away from us. Like, you can't take away stuff from people, give us something worse, and then not expect there to be outcry and people leaving to play a different game.
If the goal of this whole thing was to make it so players that are coming to the No.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I froze. Sorry. Go ahead.
Players that are coming to the game don't need to download add-ons, but have something comparable. I think if that's the goal, then it's like fine. But at the end of the day, I think that if the whole point of that was just to give them something in the base game they could have, but still allow customization with add-ons, I think that this is probably going a little too far and that they should probably scale back a bit, at least for nameplates, because I think that's a place you could still allow a huge amount of customization that isn't going to give you the kind of advantage that something like Weak does. It's mostly just keeping things in a way that you like them, that you can tell, that you can see, because it, even if the base stuff is pretty good, there still might just be that little bit of extra that's just like, oh, this person likes this color because maybe they can see it easier because they're colorblind, or a bunch of other, or like accessibility things, like maybe they don't have a great, maybe they can't process stuff quickly or whatever. So yeah, I think they could probably tone this back a bit and maybe give us more customization with something like Plate or an add-on.
Go on.
Oh no, I was just saying, if their goal was just to make something that a player could come into the game and reasonably do decently high content without having to download a bunch of add-ons, that's fine, but they should still allow us to use things for customization.
Yeah. If they don't want us to use these add-ons, they should have made nameplates that are better, and then we won't use the add-ons. But instead they're making nameplates that are worse and then saying also you can't have add-ons, which is just gives me negative reaction to it. And just to your point, I just wanted to add in that I'm one of the people who's going to have to do a learning curve, because I have it so that when things are aggro, they turn teal, because I had it when I played warrior and they were in execute range, and execute was really important to juggle, and I would have to switch to mobs. I have it turn red, and so it can't be red, and so I've changed all the colors around. So my visual language is going to have to adjust to when things are aggro, they're going to be a different color than I'm used to. But go on.
What if the folks at Blizzard were like, hey, the average age of the player base is getting up there. We need to find a way to attract those youngins. Yeah, they're all geriatrics. They're all gonna die.
Yep.
We need to attract younger audiences. How do we do that? Do we do that by simplifying the game and making it easier for them to be able to play at a higher level quickly?
Yeah.
And maybe that's the conspiracy theory around why a lot of these changes are coming at this point.
I get it, but it's hard to swallow that. They could make the base UI better and all this stuff better without removing add-ons from us, and then it's still much more friendly for the new user to come in. It's just people by preference might use add-ons as opposed to by necessity.
Yeah, but these kids, they don't want all that complexity, man.
But you don't need the ideal world. You wouldn't need the add-ons.
Listen,
6, 7.
You're not fooling anybody. We know you're old.
We're running out of time, so I gotta keep things moving. All right. So
okay, we do not have any more topics.
No, we do. But the question I have though is, goddamn. Oh, so Fellowship's coming out, right? Does this UI have anything that Fellowship? Or sorry, does Fellowship have anything that this UI doesn't? That's causing.
I don't know what the fuck Fellowship is.
I know you don't. Shut up. Well, I'm asking.
Okay.
Fellowship's UI was built to be customizable, and it was built for it specifically. But I think this is trying to shoehorn something into the game that it didn't have before. Fellowship was built with that in mind.
Okay. But is there anything missing?
I haven't played Fellowship in a while, so I don't know. I guess not. I guess reasonably not.
Yeah.
Other than the idea that it was built with it in mind, and
sure.
It might be a little more
but
customizable.
if both trains arrive at the station at the same time, does it really matter? Well, which one had the more efficient track?
Well, I mean, I'd probably want the one that is better. I'd probably Southwest.
You heard it here, folks. He's playing Fellowship. He's a Fellowship man.
Spirit or whatever.
Yeah, looks like IO's gonna be gone.
No, and there's
comes out.
There's other again, the blacklist whitelist thing is a huge deal, I think, because there will be a whole bunch of stuff you probably don't want to track. I get that.
Well, they might change it. I know for me the issue is that a lot of my abilities put dots on it that I don't need to track, because it's if I'm doing my regular rotation,
the pruning should fix that, right?
Yeah, is that the pruning should fix that, but what if what if, I mean, like Affliction has a lot of dots, right?
Well,
is it going to be inconvenient to have all of them that you can't blacklist any?
So, real quick, we'll cover this. They are adding the ability to see what they call the pandemic dot assistance. Lithian, you want to cover this real quick? Tell us what it is.
No, but what do you want to know?
Okay, the long and short of it is that there's a range where you are wanting to reapply your dots, right?
Yeah.
Like there's
People
like
still have to do that. I can't. Really
yeah. So I'm playing Affliction, right? And it'll tell me the like I think it's like 6 seconds on let's just say Agony, right? It'll tell me that from that 6 second to the 0 second, my UI will, it'll light up telling me that now is the time you want to reapply because you'll get the most, you won't waste any of your reapplication of the spell.
Well, it'll add that pandemic window to the new application.
Yeah. Right. Without overlapping. So like, for example, if it's at 20 seconds and you use it again, you only get 5 seconds out of it, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, they're adding not only the ability to have that track now, so it'll like not only glow, but it seems like last week, and I saw some tweets from like Jordan Lo-Fi Banshee as an example, where you will have like sound alerts that will tell you when you enter the pandemic range as well.
Yep.
Right. So the things that you care about, you can set up a alert to make a chime, right? Or think of the slot machine sound that we got when we had the season 2.
I did like
custom sound.
Right? That you'll know, oh, this is about to drop off, and I can do it. So like there'll be things like that in the game, and that's good. I just want to take a second to call that out because I came out with the phase 3.
That's good.
Today.
That's good.
So again, we're marching in a good direction, I think. But like. Again, back to my original question of like, does this stifle things? I want to know why the 1-button rotation can't be customized, right? From what I could tell, people are already saying one button, because Achilles called it quits, right? That one button is like already falling behind on what the Spec should be playing in their rotation.
I mean, I'm happy that it killed Achilles, so I can't be mad at one button.
Well, and by the way, there's going to be a push one button, like you just hold it down and it'll do everything for you.
Yeah, I know that's Leo's been the only guy who's wanted that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But like, do you feel like the fact that they're just why? Like, I don't want Blizzard to worry about updating the APIs, right? Why don't you make it so that like you can customize the 1-button rotation? And
they're creating a lot of moments for people to be upset at them, like,
sure.
I don't know why.
They're also creating a lot of moments where they could say, hey, we're going to do that. Just we're not making it the little version 1 of this feature. Maybe we do get that in 3 patches, right? Like they finally get a chance to build it because it's the next most important thing to them. Yeah. But I do worry that there is going to be some stifling on it. Okay, I'm sorry. We're already.
When they, when they ignored the 1-button updating, I said nothing.
Quick thing to add to that. I do think that's a good idea to let you update that, because I think especially now that they're trying to make things simpler, they really shouldn't put resources into trying to teach us rotations via the game. They should just let us kind of learn that stuff ourselves and not like have us play with a reduction to, I mean, obviously you can still do the 1 button if you want to play like casual stuff, but they should not worry too much about that.
My final thought on this whole thing is that now they're, instead of allowing the community to add to the game, they're taking that on. They're taking on player housing. They're taking on all these class changes. They're taking on a lot, and now they're having to focus resources in creating add-ons and creating integrations and sounds and who's left to do the balancing, who's left to fix the bugs. Is Dawnbreaker ever going to get fixed? Like, who knows?
It never did get fixed. So.
Like they're already stretched thin. Is this going to cause the game to be harder to play because they're not able to fix things fast enough? I don't know.
Can we just touch on, I know this is like the end and this is a big topic, maybe we'll talk about it more, but like IO posted that thing that said like they were getting rid of add-ons and they realized, we have to change all the classes. And that made me feel really uncomfortable because it's like they didn't realize that their classes were unplayable.
Yeah, I thought
I
thought it went hand in hand, and I thought that was like an overall design choice.
It's shocking to me that they didn't know that their game was unplayable without add-ons.
I think that's a bad faith argument. Hold on, I'm going to pull up the actual comment.
Okay, god damn it.
Crab, that's a bad faith argument.
Well, I don't know what. I don't know.
I called JB. I called JB out about this because he okay. So I'm gonna read the quote first. A lot of the class changes in Midnight haven't been in the works for years. Okay, Havoc also said. Instead, he says that they popped up over the past few months. When we first began our conversation with the community around the philosophy of where we were thinking we wanted to go with add-ons, we heard a lot of feedback immediately of, well, that's all well and good, but how am I supposed to track this mechanic? And internally, they were like, they're not wrong, right?
Well, it's like they don't even know the mechanics that need to be tracked if this didn't come across.
But there's evidence to suggest that when we say a few months, we've gone and I think we said this last week, 2 full patches without any crazy reworks, right? You know, classes flipped on their head. But like this is how it's being read. We rush the add-on changes, never said, and realize last minute, never said. It's going to be to fuck with a lot of things, so we're scrambling to put out the preventable.
Okay, but I didn't say that. I think my reaction is based on what he said himself. Is that it's a little bit alarming to me that they didn't realize that getting rid of add-ons will mean that there's mechanics that are not getting tracked. They're like, oh wait, yeah, that mechanic isn't given by the game.
It's more about the class changes, right? That you're not like, for example,
I'm talking about class
the barrage
changes.
tracker in Arcane. Let's use that as an example, right?
Why do they not know that is, you know, being used by 100% of Arcane mages? Like, these are the guys who should know that kind of shit, and it should be on their radar already if they're trying to make this sweeping change.
I think it's unfair to say that devs should know everything.
I think they should know some things.
I'll put it to you this way. Okay, I'm going to use Leo, our fan favorite Leo. Okay.
Right.
Leo is without a doubt one of the greatest developers I think you could ask for, right? He has the foresight. He has the foresight that I wish I had when it came to developing things that we do for our company, right? But even he, in his infinite wisdom, once we get into the work, will say, I didn't think about that, right?
This guy isn't even wise enough not to say this. Like, don't say that, man. Like, don't tell us this is how this is getting made.
Because you're also acting like class changes are something that need to cook for a year. They don't.
It just makes it's not that class changes need to cook for a year. It's the fact that they didn't even realize that these needed add-ons to be played correctly. And they said, that's well and good, but how am I supposed to track this mechanic? Internally, we were like, they're not wrong. It's like they didn't even think of like, how are we tracking these mechanics that are required to play these classes? Like,
it kind of comes.
That's what makes me uncomfortable.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off. No, it kind of comes back to, I think what they should have done is internally they should have said, hey, this is a direction we want to move. Let's implement our elements as we go out and just send out like a survey. Be like, hey, if we ever did remove add-ons, what would you look for? And then over like a year or so, be like, oh, hey, we're messing around with nameplates. We want to update the base UI. Just kind of like slowly push stuff out and not really mention it. And then once like everyone was like, oh, you know, I still like Plater, but the base UI is actually pretty good now. Then they could be like, hey guys, add-ons gone. And then we'd be like, well, that sucks, but hey, at least we have this good stuff now.
Yeah, I'm baffled they didn't roll it out like that. They didn't fix the problem and then get rid of the add-ons.
This is the way I look at it, right? The idea that again, they announced this because Holly Longdale, like at the start of the year, said that this is coming.
Back to Holly.
Right?
Ooh, Holly.
Said that they've known this has been coming, and then they made the announcement via the Dratnos and Max video. And then they heard from, again, I'm gonna use Arcane Mages as the example, that, well, how am I supposed to track the Arcane Barrage Tracker? And they went, oh shit, that's right. That doesn't really make sense.
I don't like I don't like the oh shit, that's right moment. That's what makes me
right. So you don't like that they're humans.
This is their whole job. It's like, oh shit, we forgot to lock the gorilla cage at the zoo.
No,
like,
that's not really the same thing.
It feels like the same thing to me.
You're saying, okay, no, it's like saying you forgot to lock the gorilla cage, but you had to factor in every single possible thing that could have possibly unlocked it in multiple universes. Like,
but
it's not that simple.
I think that you should know that if it's between a gorilla eating a person or not.
No, because in their mind scrap, they're not worried. They're not worried like Porum is in the Arcane Mage Discord about the Arcane Barrage Tracker, right? They may know about it, but it's not at the forefront of their mind, because if it was, they probably would have made a different change about the way that Arcane plays anyways. But to them, they're not worried about min-maxing. They're worried about the feel of the spec, and then they will tune based off of that, right? They're not worried about the 1%ers and how they play. How can they
assess the feel of the spec if like 100% of Arcane Mages are using this thing and they don't even know
because 100% aren't using it? I'd even argue based on the way I see arcane mages play in the fucking keys,
okay, that's fair.
1% of them are fucking using it.
They're probably using the one button anyway.
Right?
Yeah.
And so my point is that, like, again, if I were to task you, Scrap, as a survival player, you know the class very well, and I said, look, we just realized that maybe you guys have too many things to track, and we didn't think about that. Because again, the class designers are not talking to the people who are making these decisions as much as you may think, right?
Okay. That's alarming.
If I locked you in a room, no, it's not. It's normal. If I locked you in a room and said, hey, I want you to redesign survival, how long would it take you?
1 hour.
There you go. Why is it a problem that they realized this a few months ago?
Because if it only
took them 1 hour.
Hold on. If it only took them an hour, why haven't they done it for, 5 years?
Because of the arms race. Because the status quo was that it was okay.
I can't see a scenario where them saying this statement coming out and people aren't freaking out about it. I'm sorry.
Not arguing.
This is
I'm
a
not
crazy
arguing that he
statement
didn't
to
put
release.
I'm not arguing he didn't put his foot in his mouth, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it's like in the grand scheme of things, who cares? It's fine. We literally looked at it. We said a lot of people are saying this is great. We're in the right direction. And again, you would have done this in an hour.
Based on vibes, brother.
No. These are people who are class experts, and again, they're probably watching videos too, right? You could move your class up into this within an hour. You said, right?
Easily.
So what is the problem? Why is it like there's
because they're not as good as I am at it. They don't understand.
You could do it in an hour.
No, because I feel like the core problem is that they're out of touch with what makes these classes fun and enjoyable.
And I think the way that people respond and react to Ian saying something that in his mind was, harmless, and then it's like, oh my God, they're such morons. They're damning the midnight release and. This is, X, Y, and Z.
That's the angry guy. Isn't that the angry guy?
It is the angry
all
guy.
the time. He's the angry guy.
But again, it's not the only person. It's not the only person that's saying it, right?
Both of them. Both of those guys.
No, I agree with you that his assessment is bad faith.
But this,
like
but
what
this
he
happens,
posted is bad faith.
But this
but
is what
I'm saying
I don't
think is. But what I'm saying I don't think is bad faith. I think I'm assessing it appropriately, personally.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
But I don't know.
Let's go on to something else.
No, we better move on to the end.
I think we're at time.
I had a question of the week. I'm gonna cut it because we'll say this was the question of the week.
Can you believe
Myra, we will
Frank
get
said,
to it next week.
We're gonna have a short episode.
What was Myra's question again?
I'm not gonna tell you.
It's next week's question.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's next week's question, Io. Don't try to bring it in.
I was about to answer it before.
And talk for like 6 hours.
All right, last words. I saw Tron Ares today. Kind of liked it.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
My last words are I don't understand why the territorial matriarchs are so much more powerful than every other bear that we now have to fight them when we are gods amongst this land compared to other bears in the land. I always thought that was weird.
And why the matriarchs and not the patriarchs? I mean, this game is becoming too woke.
I love how at the end of the episode, Io just pulls on the thread of the idea that RPGs just can't have scaling bears.
I just didn't have the opportunity to say it earlier, so I'm taking my chance now.
I love it. We put our foot down at scaling bears.
What the hell is going on, Blizzard? Forget the UI, fix the bear scaling in your game. But I feel like earlier on when they were it seemed like this was a lot more cooked up. But now it's starting to seem like they're kind of throwing it together at the last minute. The UI changes, and now I am starting to get a little concerned.
There's still so much time.
Yeah. To be fair to Hazy Costas, I think he's dealing with sausage every day, so he's like putting intestines and hooves in. And he's just like, the hoof grinder wasn't really working. And we're like, oh my God, we're eating hooves? Like, what the fuck? So, I think when he said it, he was like realizing that this kind of chaos is like normal, but like he didn't realize that we didn't know that it was made up.
Yeah.
Do you think he should walk it back? Do you think he should course
No, I think he should just move on because I think this will
just
blow
let it
over.
Go.
This will totally blow
the angry
over.
guy. Let the angry guy be angry, or the angry guys, if you want to include Frank in that.
To keep on the sausage analogy, people are gonna eat the sausage and be like, "This is good," and they're not gonna remember that it was made with hooves. So it's fine.
Sausage
probably.
is terrible.
You
don't even eat sausage.
No, I don't. But I know that I'm hitting on the phrase how the sausage is made, which is the phrase of the week. That's
the phrase of the week.
Juice in the squeeze is out. Sausage is made.
Did we decide that was the phrase of the week? At some
I'm
point?
deciding it right now.
The sausage isn't worth the squeeze, guys.
If you're here at the very end of the episode, God bless you, and put in the next phrase of the week that we have to work in. Okay, put that in the comments. Tell me you
give me 100 gold. I'll work in it.
There was an inside joke between me and my friend that I was gonna work in a Cracker Barrel reference every week for like a bunch of weeks in a row, and I just kept forgetting to do it.
You're a failure.
God, not Cracker Barrel.
And this is the first time. Keep an eye out for
What's worse is he'd probably make some like really politically charged joke every time about it. About like how the logo need to be redesigned or something.
And no, well, this was before that too. We just there was just like a weird esoteric obsession we had with Cracker Barrel.
Love that.
All right. I think we're getting a little loony here.
Close the shit out.
What is Lithian's last word?
Yeah.
My last word is I need to get more sleep, and y'all are preventing me from doing that. So
this won't be coming out early in the morning because I'm going to be editing it early in the morning before work.
Yeah, we have a lot of edits that need to go into that.
Oh,
good Lord. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Let's go.
Jesus Christ. Can we chill?
Was it a good episode? Yeah. What do you think?
I have fun every episode, but I don't know if it's watchable or not because I don't watch it.
Oh, it'll be fine. They'll like it.
I watch it for the comments.
Yeah, those. I mean, honestly, guys, we love your comments. It's
I read the
entertaining
comments.
every week. All right, episode 60.
Comment, subscribe.
Can you 60 episodes? All right, we are gonna keep going. 61 next week. We'll see you then. And until then, happy Mythic Plusing, happy rating, and keep doing shit. I'm tired.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep.